Welcome back to Stretford, Paddock. This is the Manchester United versus Coventry FA Cup semi-final, road to Wembley, and I'm here with... Why have you got a cap on, by the way? I was about to say a name and I'm just completely baffled by the fact... Oh, yeah, I kind of get it. All right. I'm here with Abdullah.
To be fair, it could be a lot worse, isn't it?
Rashford Union, and I'm also here with Callum. Last minute draftee, innit?
Literally, yeah. It shows how busy.
There's no place you'd rather be than here.
Exactly.
Come on.
An hour and a half ago, I was doing nothing, and now I'm here. So I'm sure so many people are happy about that. But
now, you know what? It's a weird one because usually when you get to this stage of competition, FA Cup semi-final, it's huge. I think a little bit of the excitement might have been lessened by the fact that City got through. Because there's always this concern of losing back-to-back finals to them in the final if we do get through, but also the fact that we're playing against a team that we should beat, but because of United's performances this season, there's still this slight nervousness about it. Would you agree?
It's mad, isn't it, how we're nervous to play Coventry. We should be beating them, no problem really, but they've got some really talented players, and United have really struggled of late, so it's bizarre to say I'm nervous, but I really am.
Can you tell me a little bit about Coventry, Abdullah? Do you know anything about him? Because I know about the forward, Elliot Sims. I've seen him. He was at Everton for a little bit. I think I've seen him play a couple of games there.
Well.
And he's a big brute up front. I think they've got a talented, quick player in Haji, right? I'm not seeing their starting 11 yet to see if they start. But what I do know is they are 8th place in the Championship. They had a poor start to the season, but they've finished the season a lot stronger, which has made them kind of on the fringes of the playoffs in terms of the Championship. But even so, it should be a game that United should be comfortably winning. And the fact that we have concerns about it and we've got worries about it says all you need to know, because we were there when we played against Newport County away. That game was a lot more even than it should have been. So who's to say that this game will be any different? But also with the whole centre-back pairing of Casemiro and Maguire and the nervousness around that, I'm not sure where you actually turn to in terms of coming off the bench either, because we looked at the bench and it's quite a youthful and young bench too. But there can't be any excuses, surely, if we don't win today.
Yeah, there can't be an excuse. I think the thing is Manchester United, every game we go into almost feels like a 50-50. Sort of referenced the Newport game before I actually wanted to. And the biggest standout for me from that game is, we created a lot of chances as you'd expect with the quality we had in that game. And we missed quite a few chances, but then when we did let them back in the game, it was the same mistakes that you see against every other team. And it's not even mistakes, it's because for me, it's the things of that's how the manager wants to play, and that's how teams are picking us out, The three midfielders up and down the pitch, we see it every week. No one really holding it together in the centre. Bruno's sometimes on the edge of our box, then the edge of the opposition's. Casemiro's on the edge, then the edge of the opposition's. You got Cobmani playing box to box. They're not really using him to play out the pressure. So even Newport picked us out in the centre of the park. And then I think, later in the season, you watch us against Fulham. I remember being on here, and that was the absolute pure example of how bad it is from that perspective. And I think when you play that style of football that Eric Ten Hag's trying to play, extremely high risk, having the midfielders almost, up and down, not really trying to settle on the ball in the centre. And I think you can get killed by any team pretty much that can compete with you, and that's why pretty much every game I watch from Man United, it's a 50-50 these days.
Yeah, just looking at the table there though, for the Championship, Coventry they've got 2 games in hand on 6th, but the luck they'd need to get in the playoffs. I mean, they're 8th, but they're 9 points off 6th. They'd need a lot of luck to get into the playoffs. They've just been beaten 3-0 by Birmingham, who are trying to stay in the Championship. So they're not in the bestest form. And
the Championship's a bit weird, though.
It's a really odd league.
I think bottom of the league can beat top of the league. It's almost every game 50-50.
It's such a bit of a lottery, and anyone could beat anybody. But considering how good Coventry were in the Championship last season, you'd probably expected a little bit more from them. Look, the division below Man United. Man United shouldn't have any issues with this today. But the problem is with the performances, like you were alluding to there, Abdullah. The tactics, the way that he wants to play, the gaps in midfield, the position of where Kobe Mainoo, he doesn't seem to know where he needs to be. There's so many question marks over today that there's a reason why so many of us are nervous. And obviously we've seen Casemiro starting at centre back, which I'm sure you'll get onto in a minute. But there's Coventry have got a chance here today, so we need to really make sure we don't take advantage. We need to make sure that we concentrate and we get the job done today.
Exactly, because another thing that you always need to consider with the FA Cup is it's almost you see Giants Lanes, they beat Wolves in the last round. So they're obviously a capable football team, but it's just also that fact of it's not the final in obviously a literal sense, but in a theoretical sense, it is for Coventry. So they may even kind of go that 5-10% beyond how they usually perform. They're playing against Manchester United. It's at Wembley, and we talk about how open and spacious that United leave their kind of midfield and the amount of chances that we give opposition. I think Wembley is probably one of the worst pitches that you could do that on. It's a huge pitch, a lot of space, even probably more so than Old Trafford. And I think if you give any team confidence, because we're talking about the Championship here, we're not talking about League Two or the Conference. It's still very capable players and a very decent team that we should be beating, but I don't see it being a walk in the park.
No, I don't think it will be, but look, United have got more than enough. I think my worry is, I think you alluded to it before, Abdullah, maybe before we went on air, but I think we conceded like 17 shots to Newport. Like, and these are better than Newport. There's so much to worry about, but look, there's so much to be positive about in terms of, we're in the semi-final against Coventry. We should have more than enough, even with injuries. Gives us the extra step to try and get to Wembley for the final, because it's now City that are getting there. Obviously, a rematch of last year's final. There's so much to sort of be hopeful for, but it's, the nerves are definitely there. It's FA Cup semi-final day, and FA Cup anyone can win. It's cup competition, isn't it?
Yeah. And before we're going to get into the team news, but one of the main kind of talking points going into this game today was the amount of injuries, but also the injury of one guy, which probably is the reason that McTominay is starting today, and that's Mason Mount being injured again. Like we've barely seen any of him this season. He's had really, really bad luck with injuries. He's not really had a run in the team either, and now he seems to almost like his season could borderline be in jeopardy. And no matter how you slice it, because he would have been free, and obviously he had a year left in his contract, he might be paid for him. I think he's got a lot to do now to kind of almost make his value seem worthwhile, because, as I said, availability is always the best ability, and unfortunately, since he's been here, he's not been available, and he seems to be made out of glass. But then also people are kind of shifting towards the opinion of it. Is it Ten Hag's fault with the amount of injuries that we've got? Is it the training regime? Is it the intensity? But
I think these were things from the start of the season that I don't know, like, that were mentioned to some of us, speaking in around to people in around Carrington and stuff, and there was genuine concerns from players from earlier in the season about, certain things in training. And I think a lot of the time, because everyone does the easier thing of, just get on with it, like, you train a certain way, but then you look at Pep Guardiola, and when he talks about how he approaches this part of the season and things like that, and then you look at Lissandro coming back from injury, 2 seconds later injured, you got Amrabat, who's not even playing these days, gets injured in training. Like Mason Mount, like you said, it's I wish it was just like a sort of Mason Mount last year thing where it's like, oh, what's going on? It's actually a collective issue, I think, with Man United this season. I think a lot of that, to be honest, is to do with the football as well. Like I've mentioned this before as well, but when you even look at the way our forwards play, they've got a sort of, it's just this up and down style. Whereas when you watch Foden at City, when you watch even Gordon at Newcastle, when you watch the Arsenal forwards, it's like everything's boxed into one area and the ball bounces back. They play more compact, they play higher up as a collective. Whereas Man United, it's like there's so much spacing between the midfields, the forwards and the defence. There's a lot of ground to cover, and I feel that's where that could also be impacting a lot of the players, especially in the centre of the park. And I said it, with the forward line, they've got to deal with a lot of that. So, like I said, a lot of that goes down to me. Could be something in training, but the football that Erik Ten Hag's played, which we've, from the start of the season, I've mentioned, wanted it to go well, but these things have stared us in the face all season, and they've impacted us in the way we play football. We don't control games, and potentially injuries as well. But we'll have to see how today goes. I think Casemiro and Maguire's an interesting topic, because Casemiro has just been quite disastrous in midfield, to be honest, which is quite sad, because he had a great season last season.
He's been poor, man.
He's really struggling to just, the funniest thing, like when you watch that Bournemouth game, if it's as if you watch someone who's not played like five-a-side for a year turn up trying to trap the ball, trying to like
just
as
everything
if he's
looks
just not played football.
Everything just looks rusty. But obviously I'll go back to you and I'll go back to you, Callum, as well. But we are gonna read out for the people that haven't seen it. They've probably seen it now on screen anyway, which is the starting lineup for United. And the starting 11 today is Onana in goal, a back four of Dalot, Casemiro, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, midfield three of McTominay, Mainu and Bruno Fernandes, and the front three of Rashford, Højlund and Garnacho, which is probably the best that United could field today with the injuries. Obviously Casemiro's come in with all the injuries to our centre-halves, and then you've obviously got McTominay playing because of the injury to the centre-halves, which has pushed Casemiro back into the back four. But I think Mount might have been in a shout of playing today maybe, or starting today if he was available. But you're just looking at midfield three, and as you've said, you don't see much control in it.
Just asking you two, do you think... I was surprised he played Casemiro at centre-back. I thought he'd played McTominay at centre-back and put Casemiro in midfield. What do you think?
I think because last season there was like a couple of games where he played Casemiro at the back, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, I solely say that.
I think Casemiro's played centre-half before, even in his Madrid days.
Yeah,
only like a couple of games deputising.
I solely say it just because I know McTominay plays centre-back for Scotland. I know it's obviously a different game, internationals, but it's I know he's played there before, so I did wonder who he'd go with in midfield, whether it'd be McTominay or Casemiro. Obviously, he's got to be Casemiro. I think to be fair, we've seen it a lot with Casemiro diving in so much in midfield, so he's not having to then run back, which is then causing another gap in midfield and probably alluding to the injuries again. But I actually think Casemiro being his centre back isn't a bad thing, because we have seen it. It seems like his legs are starting to go and all the old cliches of that. But you know, he does dive in a little bit too quickly, and I think with him being at the back, hopefully he won't have to do that chasing up and down, and that he can just be a little bit more composed with Maguire next to him. So I'm not against him playing at centre back. I mean, it's not as if we had much other choice, to be fair, but I'm not as annoyed about it as I thought it'd be, to be honest. I think Casemiro can definitely do a job there. Yeah,
possibly. I agree. Maybe today, of all days, I know it's an FA Cup semi-final, so there's a lot of jeopardy on the game, there's a lot of scrutiny, but playing against a team that probably you'd think would have higher quality forwards, like you'd probably face in the Premier League, I think you'd be a bit more concerned. But as you said, maybe him playing centre-half means a bit less running for him, but then again, it is Wembley, and if we are trying to play high, then you do worry about Maguire and Casemiro's mobility, because especially at Wembley, and that's the issue. You're saying we don't play high.
The forwards play high,
the forwards play high.
The defence doesn't.
Low.
So now the issue is you've got Casemiro and Maguire as a centre half pairing,
getting outnumbered.
Yeah. Then they're not. So that means the back line automatically, because they know they're not capable, aren't going to push up. But we know that the forwards are still going to press high. So I still can see this materialising in a way where there's massive spaces in midfield again.
But that's such an issue, though, isn't it? That if the forwards are still going to play high, but the defenders are going to play low, that's where the tactics need to come in, and the manager needs to go, right, we need to change this. And if he's not going to, that's when we're still gonna see the same old issues of constant shots at our goal. You know, it's just a numbers game, isn't it? If they're constantly peppering our goal, eventually goals are going to go in. Onana's not going to keep these clean sheets and things like that. So yeah, this is where the manager then steps in and goes, right, I now need to change something, and that's probably where his biggest criticism this season's coming in.
That's where it's nothing to do with the personnel sometimes, like, as much as it's very easy to do that. You watch Wolves last night against Arsenal, and you got a bunch of kids on that pitch, and it's still the same.
Still played decent.
That I've watched for majority of the season. There's still the same principles that O'Neill's had. You know what I mean? And that's what it is about, establishing a system that works. And you know that video that's gone around, you know, with Ruud Gullit sort of sat there peppering Erik ten Hag, because that's how they do it on Dutch TV, and it's a bit more out there. And it's funny, innit, because we've been highlighting these things, and then Ruud Gullit, that video from 2-3 years ago, comes out and says how it's not sustainable to play that brand of football. And
was this when he was in Ajax? He
was in Ajax, yeah. And obviously he picked out the exact thing about, you know, the midfielders, you know, with how high you're pushing in and then coming back and the spaces it leaves. And if you want to play that style, you need absolute perfection in terms of your 11. You can't have that in football, unfortunately.
Clearly what happened is this the United that we're seeing in terms of this almost suicide football that we play, he was able to get away with in the Eredivisie with a team that was vastly better than all the other teams in the league, and that was the reason why, and he probably might have been better suited to personnel wise than even our players are maybe as well.
Exactly,
so there might have been that too.
And there's also
but I think he might have underestimated the Premier League a little bit in terms of the way he's played, because it's not like you're playing against Golden Eagles or whatever, where if you're Ajax and you're probably going to win 4-5-0 anyway, you're going to get away with it. Every single game that you play, or every team that you play in the Premier League, are capable of getting a result or capable of turning up, and that is the reason why that no matter how you want to shape it, United's shots conceded this season, or especially since 2024, being as unbelievably bad as it is,
we're in the bottom three in Europe's top 5 leagues.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So we're worse than the worst team in the Bundesliga. This was up until like a couple of weeks ago. You cannot ignore those questions when they're asked, and Erik ten Hag just seems to get frustrated when you get asked them. Of course, people are going to ask them questions. You know, like I said, you've got teams in the bottom of the French league and the Bundesliga that are conceding less shots. It's embarrassing, and it goes beyond personnel, and this is why I don't like it. I think there's a lot, and rightly so, focus on the lack of accountability in this team from the players, and they need to step up and they need to do better. But then I also think the manager's not helped himself at all. I think every time we've had these embarrassing results and these embarrassing statistics come up, he's almost always found a weird PR spin to it and never really taken any accountability. He said, no, it's something that we need to address. What I did mention, though, earlier in the season from the get-go was, if we were going to play this brand of football, when it was very clear with the shift that he had this season, was why didn't you keep Fred? Yeah. Because Fred is the one guy, if you're pushing as a high 8 last season, which he done, and you're getting him to turn the ball over there, he's the one guy you want. And then it was sort of like, I don't know how legit this is, but it's because in the season there was talk about, you know, they had to shift either him or McTominay. But then you look at McTominay, yes, scored a lot of goals for us this season, a lot of important goals. But in terms of the midfield for 90 minutes...
What he offers in midfield is nowhere near what Fred did.
And I don't mind. Listen, if we played Cobby and Scott McTominay as like a pure double pivot, and you got Scott to like sort of do the hustle and bustle in midfield and win the ball, allow Cobby to just pick the ball up and drive out of pressure and, you know, get us further up the pitch, I would be happy to watch that. I think that makes more sense than you have Bruno as a pure 10. But what we're trying to do is play this midfield free that's just constantly up and down. One second I'm seeing Casemiro play as the second striker, or if it's McTominay playing then. The next second the midfield's empty and then Bruno's picking up the ball off Onana. Then a few moments later he's having to create with launching a big ball up the pitch. And that's another thing. I think Højlund the other day, there was a lot of frustration around him, and I sort of get it against Bournemouth. I do understand it, but this is something that I was highlighting last season when people were talking about signing a number 9. When we were scoring goals last season via Marcus Rashford up front, and then we had a missed patch where, like, say he didn't score at number 9, then people were like, yeah, you signed a number 9, you fixed that. And my constant thing with that was, no, that will not solve it. The way we're playing wasn't sustainable either way. Yes, we created chances, but there was genuinely never, ever any patterns. And it's become even worse this season. I think it started happening towards the end of the season. I noticed it really in Wembley against City. This whole thing of Bruno gets the ball, turns around, and this isn't really blaming Bruno completely, because I think Oli used Bruno a lot better than all of these managers. Obviously Ralph and whatnot. And what Oli did really well is get Bruno high up the pitch, get him closer to someone like a Martial or Rashford, and then try get the ball in behind to them and you know, have that creative moment. And we don't see that. I think obviously look at the numbers, and Bruno Fernandes creates a lot of chances. But when you look at the chances, like this season, it's just a big ball over the top, or he's taking set pieces. So that's another thing with, like, the way we create right now is going to the point of Højlund, is it's just a big ball launched up the pitch, and it's just up and down. And I think it's killed, like I said, a lot of our players physically.
Yeah, I mean, it
just doesn't make sense.
If you look at probably the first half an hour of most of the matches that we've played in this season, the gap between the defence and the midfield is so large that I think after half an hour, Bruno just gets sick of it, goes, I can't get the ball. So then he just drops back and goes, give me the ball, I'll create something. And it's so frustrating because the amount of times Maguire or Martinez or whoever it is will pick the ball up from Onana, there's just nobody there showing for an option to pass the ball because the midfield are so far away. And it's like you say about going up and down constantly.
That's why I should use Cobby in it, like,
exactly.
As an option.
They need to. It's the most basic thing, but move. Just ask for the ball, and it's constant where the strikers in the midfield will play high up to try and press, but the defence are so far back and so low that it causes this huge gap, and then it just causes peppered shots constantly.
It's just so disjointed,
and it's just so disjointed. And then there's no structure to the midfield. There's no structure to the pressing. There's no structure at all throughout the team, which is why after nearly 2 years of Ten Hag now, we're still seeing the same issues of performance aren't right. There's still, I hate the phrase, but there's not really a style of play that we're seeing at all. And that's probably what is causing questions on Ten Hag the most. You know, we are nearly 2 years in and we're still yet to see it. And I know you say, obviously, Liverpool have had all these injuries as well. Newcastle have, Wolves have at the minute. But there's no drop-off in style of play. There's no drop-off in performance. There's one thing there's always a cliche.
I might fire back on that, you know. I think United's style of play remains the same with injuries and without. It's just not a particularly good one.
It's just not particularly a good one.
It's just not a good one. Do you know what I mean? Where I feel like this openness that we see in this transitional basketball game that we see every week from United, I think that's probably it must be what Ten Hag's aiming for with the players that he's got.
But is that not a concern though? Because you're seeing how many injuries we're getting, and you're definitely right. They're running up and down constantly. Because they're not contact injuries, they're muscle injuries that they're getting. So there must be something in training they're doing, and it must be the way that they're playing in games.
I think a good example to compare, you know, sort of a manager taking over in this period is probably Unai Emery, and that team's not drastically changed as a starting 11 from what Gerrard had. But the one thing that Unai Emery has done very, very well at Aston Villa is play so compact, where it's like when they break together and they have bodies going into the box. Man United, and I think Tuchel sort of like said it in the nicest way possible, and I don't know how many people remember this, and I always sort of highlight this point, but when Tuchel came to Old Trafford and, you know, the day before they had him sat there and he was talking about playing Man United, and he said, Man United push a lot of bodies going forward, which is obviously something dangerous you got to deal with. It's almost you just got that point out of the way. But then he said it's also good because they leave a lot of space and we can hit them. And I think that was an example of how a lot of managers are looking at it when they're facing us, and a lot of, you know, the analysts and stuff. And it's like, wow, like Man United are committing so many bodies going forward, but they're not actually threatening, if you know what I mean. And that's been Man United's biggest issue, because we commit the midfield, we commit the front three, but there's no patterns and we don't get bodies in a box. You know, that's a lot to do with the players, of course, but the manager's got to take a hold on that, because once it gets to a stage of the season, you've got to adapt as a manager. That's what good managers do. Things change in the season. I think we've seen Pep. Obviously, Pep, it's hard to compare Pep because he's the best to do it, basically, and, you know, he's up there. So when you look at Pep last season, there was a stage where he felt, especially in Europe, where he thought, okay, let's be more physical now. And he was like almost not defensive style, but there were stages where City were just sort of in patches of the game giving the teams the ball, the opposition. And we've seen that in the Champions League, and that's why they had that Champions League run. And I think adapting as a manager to certain situations is very important. And Erik Ten Hag has not been adaptable at all this season. At all. And I think that's ultimately, you know, risked his job. And I can't be so mad at it because, you know, ultimately if he ends up, you know, getting the sack or ends up leaving, then we sort of know what he's trying to do, and it's not working in the Premier League. Like you said, it's like when you talk about a style of football, the style is there. It's just not great. It's just disjointed. And what wins teams, games and titles and trophies is having that compactness further up the pitch and further and you know, and back in defence. And Jose, there was a reference of Jose as well talking about this. I think it was like sat on Sky on a panel. And, you know, Jose said the same thing. He said, you know, you can't, you know, almost have a half team that's just, you know, just pressing further up the pitch and then, you know, sort of like the other half sitting back. And it was like, wow, this is like from 3-4 years ago, I think, when Man United beat Chelsea 4-0, and he was referencing Chelsea on the day. And it was just like, when you look at what these managers are saying that have that experience, it's like you either commit to being a defensive unit and being compact in that manner, or you commit to, you know, pressing further up the pitch and aggressively as a compact unit. But Man United is just, like I said, disjointed is the best example of it.
I remember that actually, because it was almost like the other pundits that were on the panel were sort of in awe at what he was saying. But the thing is as well, and I compare it to City yesterday against Chelsea. Although City didn't play well, you saw the press. The press came from the front, but when one went, it triggered somebody else, and then it triggered somebody, and it was like a compact unit going forward towards the ball and making sure that they all did it together. But when you see United do their pressing, it's just like stop, start, and one will go, and then, oh, right, now it's my turn. And it just seems a bit chaotic and a bit... there's just no structure to it. And like you said then, there probably is a style of play, but it's just a consistently bad one. All
right, so we've got this guy, we've got in the chat, Paulie, he's very much on that side of the injury excuse part of the fan base. So he said, you're absolutely mad to say this is the style he wants to play when he's literally come out and said he can't play the style he wants to play. Martinez, Shaw and Varane out for most of the season. So that harps back to basically the instances that United can't play a style of play unless we've got absolutely everybody fit. But
which isn't going to happen all the time.
Which, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not even the style of play in terms of on the ball, which is what you're referring to when you're mentioning the likes of Martinez and Shaw, who are two of our most technical and progressive players in the team. So that hampers us in that instance. But what we're talking about is defensively. We're talking about the structure of the team. We're not talking about personnel. So that's why the injury excuse doesn't fly with how bad we've been defensively, because we're not talking about the players you have. It's where you position your players on the pitch, and it's how you set up your team structurally. And that doesn't matter whether it's Martinez or whether it's Cambuala or whether it's anyone. It's putting your team on a training pitch, setting them up structurally to not be as almost disjointed, as spacious, as almost like this kind of, like I said, suicide ball earlier. That you can do that with any player. With any player, I think the injury excuse only flies really with on the ball.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But because Martinez and Shaw undoubtedly make a difference because they're two of our most technical players. So without them two, United are going to struggle in the first phase or struggle in the build-up. That's factual. But it doesn't excuse what injuries doesn't excuse is how bad we've been in terms of defensively and the amount of shots and chances we allowed. But that is just, without doubt, been a managerial and tactical issue all season. That's nothing to do with injuries.
Even when they were back, though, those issues were still consistently on show, off the ball. So it's as much. Look, I like Ten Hag, and I think the writing's on the wall for him, unfortunately. But I still back him, and I think with what else is out there, I do think Ineos may give him a season next year under a proper structure. But there's nothing wrong with criticising what we're all seeing, and as much as injuries can be an excuse or whatever, the off-the-ball issues and the tactical issues that everybody's seeing, or everybody's seeing apart from the most important person to see it, we're all seeing it every week, and it's not sustainable, it's not consistent. The only consistency about it is how bad it is, and something's got to change, and until that happens, he's naturally going to get criticised, and he's naturally going to have pressure on him.
But the thing is, all in all, we talked about the issues and what we have, but obviously what we do have is, at the end of the day, we have better players than Coventry City. So, from a form perspective, obviously we've got Kobe Mainoo in the midfield, and I think there's going to be a lot of responsibility on Kobe Mainoo today in terms of his ball retention and the kind of the talent that he's got, because you're not going to get that from McTominay, who's more of a box crasher, who gets on the end of things and can score goals, and you've got Bruno, who's very take a risk with his passes. I think there's going to be a lot of responsibility on Kobe Mainoo to keep the ball and almost be that controller in there, as someone that's just turned 19. And then you've got Garnacho playing again. Obviously he had a bit of a tiff, or maybe not have been a tiff with Ten Hag, with the fact that he got taken off. But this is a youngster now that has started a ridiculous amount of games in a row. And then you've got people that I think would have rather have seen Garnacho on the left and Ahmad on the right, because people still aren't happy with the form of Marcus Rashford either. And I think Højlund for the first time has come under a lot of criticism because of his performance in the last game too. But at the end of the day, if I'm a United fan, or if I'm a United player, so to speak, and you're looking at this game today, it's a semi-final, it's a big occasion, and you're against slightly weaker opposition than you are used to facing. This is where you kind of use this game to build a bit of confidence, maybe get a goal, get an assist, put a performance in. So today, we talked about all the issues that we do have, but this is a game, even still, that United 100% should win.
They should
and
win.
Who do you think out of the starting 11 today is probably going to be the deciding factor in whether we win the game or not?
I think McTominay will be the one that gets the goals. I think it'll be one of those games. I just think he'll be one of those. He'll crash a box like you said, and he'll just get a header or something like that. And like get a brace 2-0, something like that. But I think it's going to be a bit of a messy game. It's going to be scrappy, but I mean, what game hasn't been this season for us, I suppose. The thing is, you say about performance and the players that we've got, I don't fault the effort. Usually it's a case of, they're just not running, whatever. But I don't fault the effort. I just think the tactics and the performances behind it aren't up to scratch. But I don't fault their efforts this season. And Kobe, I feel for him a little bit because he's coming into a spotlight at such a young age that when he does, because inevitably will have that bad game, and I fear for him in terms of the backlash he's going to get. I'd like to hope that there's so much sort of credit in the bank for him, but you know, I do fear for him. But that team, I know it's on paper and stuff, but that team should just beat Coventry. There's no ifs or buts about it. They have to beat them, and they should beat them.
But all right, so like I don't want to overlook, because you didn't answer who you thought would be the deciding factor today, so I'll get back to that as well. Yeah. But we already know who the finalist is in terms of Manchester City. I think Chelsea probably were better than them yesterday. I think they played against a City team that looked a bit mentally and physically drained from the midweek. So I think City probably deserve a bit of credit to getting through that. But do you think, in a way, I don't know, it could be a bit defeatist, knowing that Manchester City in the final, obviously you want to get to a final, it's an occasion, it's a one-off game, and it's a chance to win some silverware. Do you think it takes a little bit of the edge away, knowing that even if we do win today, we're up against a Manchester City team that are capable of giving us a hiding?
No, I think it adds to it though. Surely, like, you know, play rivals in a final.
I've heard a lot of people say that if City in a final, they're less likely to want to go. This is a Manchester derby, by the way. This is where we're at. FA Cup final, but because of the worry that you go there and then City turn us over if we don't, especially now with the fact that if we turn up with Casemiro and Maguire as a centre half pairing and being as open as we are, then it could be a bit of an issue. But obviously, what confidence do you have in United actually finishing this season with an FA Cup? Do you think we've actually got it in us if we get through today to beat City in the final?
Anything can happen in the FA Cup. I'd much rather. I don't think it's defeatist. I think it's like you say, it's the FA Cup. It's a one-off game. Anything can happen. I certainly wouldn't have the idea of, I don't know if I'd want to. Now I know it's City. I think that'd add to it surely, but I don't know. I guess everyone's different, aren't they?
So what do you think?
I don't know. I think you're always going to get that fear when you're facing City these days with how poorly we play, but you can't. Yeah, it said you can't have that defeatist mentality. I think Man United, the way I see it, I think you get to that final, it's just about, again, what the manager does. Does he stick to his guns with what he's trying to play? Does he adapt? The biggest word is adapt to that occasion. I think if you do, then, you know, you've got enough quality in terms of on the break to cause them problems in Garnacho, Hoyne and Rashford on their day. So it's about, you know, how do you try and pick them out? I think yesterday Chelsea showed us that, Ronnie made a very good point with, you know, how mentally and sort of physically they look drained. And, you know, I've heard that all week, you know, from someone around City, and they said, you know, how shattered the players were, you know, off the back of that Madrid game, and they were worried about the Chelsea game. When I was chatting to this guy, and it's quite interesting, you know, seeing how they still managed to get through, and that's just the level that City are at. But what Chelsea did show us is that you can pick them out, and I think Jackson should have had like 3 goals yesterday.
City should have won 4 or 5-1 yesterday. Really.
Chelsea
should have won 4-5-1.
The thing is, I think Chelsea the past 10 games have finally, like, for some reason, they've clicked a little bit. They've not won every game, but they've looked somewhere close.
But when you look like that, that's when you start going, like, it's the last missing bit. You know, like the goal, the finish, like that moment. When I watch Man United, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like, we're missing a lot of chances. We're defending well and we're getting unlucky by conceding a goal. And that is my point. It's like, show me something defensively or show me something going forward. And I think I said that last time when I was here for the Liverpool game, and I said, I'm not seeing either of them. And I think Man United heading into this game, if they win today and they head into the final, they need to have something about them, you know, whether it's going forward, whether it's defensively. So, like, going back, who do you think is the match winner for United today? Because we're not exactly spoiled for choice. Depends how we play. I want to just keep having that. I just want to keep having that hope that he almost realises that Bruno needs to be further up off the forwards, and that's where he's going to be most dangerous. Almost where Ollie played him as a 10, hovering, you know, second striker at times, and I hope something like that, because of the opposition, is he does, you know, and has more Cobby taking the ball under pressure, and that's where for me Bruno can be the match winner. I think if Bruno plays as more of the pure 10 today and further up the pitch, I could see Bruno being the difference maker. And then, you know, if Coventry go for the kill, then obviously Garnacho or Rashford, I'd say them two probably from the wide areas could hurt Coventry as well. But Bruno's the guy for me. I hope he does it. And
if we're looking at the bench now as well, so obviously we know how tiring and stretch these games at Wembley can be, and substitutes can end up being extremely important. And the subs that we do have are filled with quite a lot of youngsters. Obviously, the subs are Bayandere, you've got Harry Amas, who's a page, you've got Agane, and then you've got Jackson, and then you've got Agane. And that is not a typo. I think there's a pair of twins. There's a pair of twins on the bench, I think.
I can't see it.
There is. Then you've got Ahmad, Diallo, Ericsson, Forson, Anthony, and then you've got the youngster Ethan Wheatley, who's had a great season for the 18s. So there's a lot of youth on the bench. It's not the deepest bench, and it's like, where do you look on there and think United are kind of struggling with Coventry? They're being tough to break down. The game's on a knife edge. Who comes on and changes it
Ericsson
from that?
and Ahmad. It's the same.
Ericsson and Ahmad.
Yeah.
I think the other way, if we have to go defensive, you bring on Anthony, wouldn't you, for his work rate defensively? But it's not the most impactful bench in the world, is it, to be honest? But I think that's just with the injuries and stuff. We've had so many, so his probably hands are tied at that point. But the youngsters are good, and if you want to come and make a moment for yourself, surely a Wembley semi-finals one of the times to do it. But the first 11 that's on the pitch should be enough to get the job done. My worry is obviously if Coventry then start to grow into the game, but it's I didn't really expect anything different with that bench, to be honest. Did you? Just with the injuries, I suppose. Yeah,
and I think it will massively come into play today, because it will require a full 90-minute performance. Coventry are going to come into this, and this is literally going to be their season. But then, in a way, it's United as well, because it's the only competition that we're left in. And when it comes to our Premier League, I think the Premier League season's all but over right now anyway. I think there's little to no hope of us finishing in the Champions League spots, whether that's fifth place or fourth. And I think if we bow out today some way, I think the season could possibly be over. But if we actually win today, you at least know that you've got one game, one off against a Manchester City side that will be looking to win the league at the same time. And can United pull out a performance? And are we going to get by the way, Ethan, are we going to get Scotty in at some point, or is he just walking about? Just walking about. Do you know what I mean? Or is he going to get sat down, get his opinion, getting his opinion on it?
I think one thing as well that we've got to mention is probably Erik ten Hag's, the stuff that's coming out through, you'd say one of his like sort of mouthpieces, and I forgot his name, the guy at the Mirror, but like it's the same sort of guy every time reporting on him. And when you look at the quotes, and you see, sort of, no, it's not the quotes directly from the manager saying it, but he felt like he's not had his strongest team all season, and it's been 18 months and he's only played once. When you start seeing that, it's almost as someone's making a plea to the owners and the ownership of like, I want to be here next season. He's a bit worried that he's not had assurances, but I don't know. I'd be worried if Ineos are giving him any assurances over next season. I would be worried, and I don't know where he's getting this thing to think he's got the right to say, yeah, next season I should be here. So that's going to play into it a lot, because if he's leaving and if he's getting the feeling that he's gone, which it does feel like it is going that way, then he wants to bow out in the best way possible, and I hope he does. I think if Erik ten Hag leaves, like I said, I've been very frustrated with how he's operated this season. I don't see his way of playing football being sustainable in the long term. But if he does leave, then leaving with the FA Cup this season, leaving with the League Cup last season, would be a good way for him to sort of move on.
Are you sort of swaying to that side then, that you think he's going to be gone?
I think he'll go. I think if Ineos, it's a bit harsh, and I'm not one of them guys that just sits here and just scream the manager out. I'm more of the guy who just sits here and just says he's doing this wrong, he's doing that wrong. It's frustrating. But we know that there's a lot of people that do this, screaming and shouting, manager out, player out, whatever stuff, and that's not how I like to do things. And when I look at Erik ten Hag, he's not giving me anything. So I would be very worried. I would be very worried if Ineos are looking at him and saying, "Yeah, let's keep this guy on next season."
I think I'm sort of the same boat. Like, I don't want to be that guy, and I want to back him, and I will continue to back him until I don't have to anymore. However, I am of the ilk that the performances aren't good enough, the tactics don't seem to be right, and as much as the injuries can be an excuse to a certain point, we're not the only club, we're not the only team that's had these injuries. There's been a lot of teams in the league this season that have had a sheer amount of injuries where they've still been able to keep a consistent level of performance.
And Ineos will have football analysts, people who understand football better than us, monitoring the situation for months. And, you know, just going off people that I speak to in the industry that work in that line of work, a lot of them have just been picking out embarrassing things about the way we play football, about how open we get and, you know, how we constantly make the same mistakes in pure tactics. And I'm thinking if these people I'm talking to are seeing it, then, you know, the higher end, the higher level. And it's like, it goes back to the point that I've mentioned now a few times. We've not got a good defensive structure. We've not got a good attacking structure in terms of going forward and creating chances. We don't flood the box. You don't feel like we're constantly threatening teams. We lose battles in midfield. We're open. We're disjointed. So when I'm looking at it as an analyst, if I'm sat there and you're telling me, what has this manager shown me going into next season for me to keep him? Forget the injuries. Forget who's played, who's not played. Forget the competition, blah, blah, blah. What is he showing me in terms of the way he's trying to play football that says that it's something that can be sustainable, that I can build off? He's not showing me anything defensively. He's not showing me anything going forward. The team doesn't look compact. It's disjointed. It's open in midfield. Every single game is competitive. We don't look like we're on top. 9 times out of 10, we don't look like we're like it's, you know, a situation where Man United are a better team. Every time it feels like it's either 50-50 or we're getting absolutely battered by the opposition. So I can only go off that, and I'd imagine Ineos will do that. If they make their decisions solely based off the FA Cup, then we're in for a bad time with Ineos, because the decision should not be made on whether Erik ten Hag wins the FA Cup or not.
Anyway, after all this though, and after we spoke about, we could just run away and win this 4-0 today, and then we could. You know what? But United should be capable of doing that. And also, if you are ten Hag, like, and the stuff that he's saying about winning assurances and that, you don't talk, you show. So like, if he goes into the final and wins an FA Cup against Manchester City, no matter what happens to him, no one can ever take that away from him.
Exactly.
And United fans, and us United fans will remember that.
Of course.
Forever. Remember that day when, under Erik ten Hag, we beat them lot in the FA Cup final and won a trophy. Because I think the FA Cup's a trophy that's eluded United for a little bit too long anyway. Because I think I put it up there as like probably the second best trophy to win, obviously domestically. It's not like, I know we won a Carabao Cup last year, but I think the FA Cup,
more prestigious.
FA Cup's a bit more prestigious, and it is a cup that I would really like to win. If I'm honest, does the FA Cup come with some sort of European qualification as well?
Yeah. So I think we'd go to
Is it Europa League?
Yeah. So I think that, because a lot of Chelsea fans who we speak to were saying yesterday they're now out of the Europa League through the cup route. So I think it is the Europa League, which is good, to be fair. I mean, personally, I think with a fresh start with Ineos, I think a good start would be, if they were to get rid of Ten Hag and get somebody different, I think one good thing would be, you know, complete fresh start, no Europe, and, you know, just focus on the league and things like that. But, you know, I think the FA Cup, it's such a big trophy, such a prestigious trophy, and like you say, it's definitely the second biggest one domestically. So, to be honest, I'd love to. Was the last? Am I right thinking the last one was 2016 with Van Gaal that we won? It was, wasn't it?
26 was it 2016?
2016 it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Van Gaal was the last time we won it. It's just been too long. I think you almost got a nitpick from when we winning stuff of significance, because the last trophy before last year was 2017, where it was that Europa League.
Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, so you know, it has eluded us for a while, and it's a trophy that United as a club should be winning more, I think. If you're wondering if Abdullah looks a bit different,
do you know what I mean? If you're
just sort your half, yeah.
Are we doing positive?
This is just pizzeria, Abdullah, innit?
Nice to see you as well, Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, nice to see you. We've spoke a lot today about United, about our struggles, about Coventry being a game that we should beat, but for some reason there's this little bit of underlying nervousness about it anyway. What confidence, having seen the starting 11, have you got with United getting it done? I think we all think United will get it done today. Yeah. We just don't think it'll be easy. But obviously with Casemiro in centre half, and you're seeing McTominay in there because Casemiro has to drop back, and then you look at our bench being slightly weak. How do you see this game playing out?
Well, when I first saw Casemiro starting at centre back, I thought, well, at least he hasn't got as much running around to do, because he seems to like to do that anymore, does he? In midfield. But yeah, there can be question marks with the defence. McTominay starting, I'm not a massive fan. I prefer him coming off the bench. But how many games this season have we seen Manchester United on paper should be better than the Bournemouths that we've lost or even drawn against, the Brentford games? On paper, we are with the ability, are a better team. So that, I think that doubt that's crept in with United fans is just because of the performances that have got us to this point.
I also think United are in a situation where even today, because of the players that we've got and the calibre of players we've got, no matter how much we criticise them, because sometimes when you're doing criticism, it's relative. So when we're saying that Rashford is playing badly or people don't rate him, it's in relation to him playing at United, which is the pinnacle of world football. So comparing him against the wingers for the top teams, where he falls short of that. But realistically, Coventry, Rashford should or would be Coventry's best player. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The point is, we've got players like that, where in a game like this, even if we're playing badly, United should be able to get over the line just off moments, like moments of brilliance, because that's something that I pull as a criticism for people that are extremely pro Ten Hag and kind of very anti the players, is when, I think I've said it before, so like when United win games off of individual brilliance and moments or whatever, everyone's like, where's the Ten Hag haters now? Where's the Ten Hag outers now? But then when United lose games, it's not the manager's fault and it's just the players are awful. So you can't have it both ways. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes down to, these players have been playing poorly. Some of them are probably under the level that they should be to play at this club, but there's still enough talent and enough ability in that team that there shouldn't be an excuse for us not getting through Coventry today.
It's like I said before though, and it's weird because in previous seasons, probably you think at maybe the end of Ollie and Rangnick days, the effort came across that it wasn't there, and it was a case of, oh my God, these players just don't care, or this effort's clearly not 100% or whatever. Maybe a couple of the attitude can sometimes be a bit off, but I don't ever watch the games and think they've not put in 100% sometimes. I just think the instructions just don't seem to fit them or suit them or anything. I don't think it's a case of effort, because you see how much they're running up and down the pitch, because then injuries are coming an issue. I just think in terms of tactics and performances, it either doesn't suit them or they either just can't execute it properly. I don't know, but I don't ever seem to think, I don't feel like I say as much now, oh, they just don't care, the effort's not there. I just think it's a bit...
It's very confused, isn't it, the sort of performances on the pitch. I've said this about this sort of, what is Ten Hag trying to get across to the players, because it doesn't look like they're following any instruction. And I think our best performances this season have come when we've had like chaos football against the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea. And that's not a sustainable way of playing football. It's like the manager's having no input at all. It's like, go out there. You don't need a midfield. You just score more.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like you say, it's not sustainable. And I think as much as he gets his criticism, especially because of who he's affiliated to, Jamie Carragher, I can't remember what game it was, but he obviously analysed the first, I think it was like 40 seconds of a game United played and Kobe started. And it was literally a case of, from kickoff, Kobe Mainoo didn't know whether to go or stay. And he was almost in this limbo of whether he goes forward, goes back, or sticks and stays to his position. That's not something a player does. That's the manager tells him where he wants him. And from the get-go, from immediate, it was a case of, what do I do? I don't know where to go. And that's where instruction and tactics and everything else comes into it from the managers and the coaches. So that's why, as much as you can be reactionary and go, oh, they don't give a shit and they're not putting effort in, you kind of got to look a bit deeper and go, do you know what? Maybe they do, just don't actually know what they're doing.
And obviously we talked about the possibility of a final with Man City and that Tin Pot Club, but obviously you're talking about, the thing is, you got Coventry, because you got to mention here, we've got SK, who says more Coventry fans have turned up than City. City had to cover up the banners with empty seats, but are you not surprised? It's like when you see Cockney Blues. When did they start existing? I saw one or two City shirts when I went to London recently, and I was like,
This is a new phenomenon.
This is definitely a new phenomenon.
They're all from Manchester.
Because back when I was young, the only City fans that you knew were basically lived across the road from Main Road, because it was do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of
they were local
circle,
fans,
very local.
They were local fans, but weird.
Because that was a criticism that they used to lay towards United all the time, was the fact that City's fan base was primarily just proper Mancunians. And that was it, that were locally around that area.
They were like local around the area, the weird ones in the corner of the classroom kind of thing.
Yeah, and they'd say United fans were everywhere. You're not in Mancor, Plastics. You're not in, what is it, you're in Stretford. You're not, what is it?
You're not in Manchester.
Not in Manchester, all of that.
Manchester club.
But they've got a little bit bigger now, and they're still just absolutely embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? You see that as well. But
yeah, they certainly are. I am fearful if United go through today of what will happen in the final, but I don't think we should look too far ahead. It'll be interesting today, because I think Coventry, with the number that they've brought, and this is their season-defining game, as much as it is Manchester United, is that are they going to play the moment? Do you know what I mean? Like, if United just play like whatever bog standard tactics Ten Hag could put out, on by rights, they should be able to go out and get a decent win. But we've had so many times this season I've wanted just a statement performance or like a big thrashing, and it's just never happened. I can't, like Abdullah was saying before, when have we been the dominant force in the game? And we're not going to get a better chance to do it on a better stage. If Ten Hag is going to keep his job, I think that's way beyond now anyway at this stage. But, you know, go out with an FA Cup, Louis van Gaal did it, you know.
No, that's the thing.
Follow the last Dutch manager.
It's respectable, isn't it? League Cup third and then an FA Cup. Yeah. Like, look, you tried dry days, it didn't work out. You trust me, you're not the only one over the last decade at Man United. You know, there's been so many. It's just the way it is, isn't it? But Ineos are coming in, and I think that's probably enhanced his pressure as well because of this new ownership. You know, you've seen Jim Ratcliffe coming in, they're not going to mess about. Obviously, Omar Barada's coming in. Jason Wilcott starts, well, now I think. They're looking to hopefully get Dan Ashworth in for the summer as well. They're three big football minds. And it's like Abdullah was alluding to before as well. And there's so much analysts and data around football now that they're not going to be basing their decision on an FA Cup final or a win. They're going to be going, right, every little bit of data they're going to look at, and they're going to see where they are in the table, not just in the Premier League, but across the leagues in Europe. And to be fair, a lot of the stats and a lot of the data suggest now, it's not great.
Well, we're literally 5 minutes from kick-off, so we are going to see whether the proof's in the pudding. We've also got 2,300 people watching, but only 300 likes. I think that is very, very embarrassing. Can you all please smash the like button? Because I don't have to say again, if we don't get to 1,000 likes, we never win. That is literally factual. I don't think we've ever won a game where we've not got to 1,000
likes. Right, so it's not on us then, is it? It's not on the players. It's on you. It's on you.
So remember to smash the like button. 300 likes with 2,300 people watching. Definitely not good enough. And also, I think the team's about to walk out now. So we're about to see the walk out a little bit early. We've got 4 minutes to go until kick-off. But can you all get your match predictions in? Score lines, goal scorers, all of that jazz. Just let us know in the comments. And I'll ask you as well, what do you predict in terms of a scoreline?
I'm going to go wild. I think it's going to be a 2-0 McTominay brace. That's what I'm going to do.
I think I can see McTominay scoring.
I think it's going to be one of them where he bursts into the box, he does that, he plays absolutely horrendously and then scores in the 88th and 91st minute.
I can't be having 90 minutes of no goals.
And then he goes and saves the day, and then everyone online says how great he played. But we'll all forget about how bad it was when he goes and scores twice in the last 5 minutes. Although I do hope it's not 88 minutes of 0-0, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
Akash Chime in 35 months as a member. Thanks for that. But he says got a win today. I think I'm going to go through some of the super chats. I think I missed one all the way up here actually, and that is from Freezer Burnt Peas. These names are incredible, by the way. I feel like every time I'm on here, I see one and I'm like, somebody. So Freezer Burnt Peas, that says a top 4 last year and 3 cup finals. 1 trophy, that's what he's showing in 18 months. Yeah, when you look at it in the face of it, it's a fairly decent return. I think Ten Hag's tenures have been a very difficult one to analyse because there's been like some mad highs, but there's been some mad lows. Because I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of managers do get sacked at United on the basis of how they perform against the likes of Man City and Liverpool, which is your big rivals. And you've seen the amount of managers that have almost been sacked or had their times kind of on a knife edge a little bit once after results. So I think it's almost... how winning a Carabao Cup is obviously a great accolade, but almost I feel like when you lose to Liverpool 7-0, it's almost as big an indictment, even though it's one game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's things like
on like a scale.
It's things like that. But do you know what I mean? But
I kind of forgot about that result. I hate it when anyone.
It's mentioned of it. Do you know what I mean?
Just the mention of it kills me off. I mean, look at the stadium today compared to yesterday. It is. And the inflatable bananas thing was a bizarre one. They really are a gift that keeps on giving, aren't they, City fans, really? Yeah. Inflatable bananas and empty seats and the one.
I only knew one guy. One of my good mates in school who was on class with me. He was a pretty proper smart guy called Connor Cummins. He was a proper big City fan. He was like, but he's one of those rare ones that was like a City fan before. Do you know what I mean? There's a few of them. Do you know what I mean?
Them ones that knew who King Clancy was and stuff. Do
you know what I mean? Them ones that have got Richard Dunn tattooed on them. Them ones.
Wow, they're a rare breed, aren't they? I think it's going to be... Part of me thinks it's going to be a scrappy 1-0, and the optimist in me thinks it'll be a 4-0 formality. And I'll say 4-0.
I think we win. I think we win in the end. I predicted 3-1 before I came in here. I think Coventry do score, But I think we have a little bit too much quality for them in the end.
It's how we set up though, because I think if we can encourage Coventry if we play the same way we did against Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? If there's no midfield and like we don't accept them to come on to us, and we have got Casemiro and Maguire is susceptible to some mistakes.
Could they almost could they almost be a bit naive when that happens? Like, because we play like that, it forces other teams to almost get into that same type of game. One of the reasons why people say that United do better playing against Liverpool, apart from the 7-0, as you see in the season, than playing against City, is because Liverpool are much more likely, with the way they play on the clock, to get sucked into our end-to-end transitional game where they don't really have control. Whereas when you play against City, it's almost like a death by a thousand cuts whenever you play them, and they don't really get into that game. So that's why we're better off playing against Liverpool than playing against City. And I think that could happen today, where Coventry see the spaces and they're like, oh shit, and then they go rushing in, bombing on, and then we kind of catch them out with the quality on the break. I could see something like that happen maybe, but
that's like Abdullah said before though as well. Like, and I think Pep's probably done it the best. But you adapt throughout seasons and stuff. Also, even just throughout one particular game, you have to adapt how you play throughout a game or throughout a season. And it's something that Ten Hag probably hasn't done enough of or done well enough. So if something was like that happened today, which very well could happen, Coventry lead below, they might have that scrappiness about them. It's something that we'll have to adapt to, because we didn't in the Chelsea game, and we conceded twice in the 98th and 99th minute, which, 20 years ago for Man United would have been the most unheard of thing in the world.
We were doing it to other people, weren't we?
Exactly. So there's a lot riding on today, I think, and I, like I say, I don't think this would save Ten Hag's job, but it'll certainly make a very bad season tolerable.
Do you think it could go the other way? It might not save his job. If we were to get beat, does it go?
I would be... Do you know what? I think if Chelsea win their game in hand and go above us, and depending on how we lose today, I wouldn't be surprised if... Because I don't... Fourth and fifth are gone now.
I don't think decision's made until the end of the season.
I think depending on how badly today goes, or how good obviously, but how badly, I think it might potentially push Ineos to make a decision. I think Ineos already know what they're doing. I think they know full well what they're doing. Yeah. I think they're just waiting till the end of the season. But depending on today, I think it could potentially bring it forward. Because we don't get top 4 or 5, I think this is what our season rides on now.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm gonna have to send you away to your corner, Scotty. I would love to have had you here, but there's just not enough room. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
so I'm not gonna lie to you.
Ball.
And Abdullah, you may return. Abdullah, you can return now. I don't know if you want to put your hat on before. That's what it took you so long. You're fixing your hair. I hear you. Do you know what I mean? But the game is about to kick off. By the way, the game has now started. United kicking right to left.
I woke up.
You woke?
Woke up very late. So this is my just tracksuit.
You can't see he was out on the last. You don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink. I should watching Man United though.
Oh yeah, right. Keep the faith, bruh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if we lose to Coventry, we might have to.
Definitely is. All right, so it is as you expect. It is Manu as a deep liar, Casemiro and Maguire centre half. Woe is me. I'm not sure what formation they play. That's a great pass from Onana, by the way. The shadows makes the bottom of the pitch so dark.
It's really horrible, isn't it? The Wembley Stadium seems to just have this weird shadow.
I've actually never been to Wembley.
I've never been to London, mate. I'm very uncultured.
What?
Yeah, I've never even
been to London.
No, never even been to London.
You've never been to London?
No, never even been to London.
You're a proper northern villager, innit?
Yeah.
I've never wanted to go on.
He's not.
I mean, I want to go, but too many people get on my tits and all that.
You're not the only person that I know that's not been. There's a couple of people that randomly do say they've never been to London, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not as a mad thing as you think, because I think there was a period where I hadn't been to London for like 7 years. Yeah. So it's not like when you live down, if you don't have a reason to go, then
I've
you
just
don't
never
go.
needed to. Yeah, I was thinking of going at the start of this year, but never ended up going. I will go eventually, but never needed to.
I've grown to like it as I've got older.
I have a love-hate relationship with London.
Yeah, I've grown to like it a bit, to be fair.
Hate like the underground, how busy it gets.
I don't think I won't be able to cope with that.
I don't know how people live there. Like if I've
underground in the summer, wow.
What that's what I was about to say. You know, when I'm there for work and I've got to use the underground in the morning or something, I'm like, oh my days.
It's disgusting. They've got see, the lineup said that Coventry were going to play a back 4, but it looks to me like it's a back 5.
I would love if Delo was the left back here.
Yeah, I don't understand what he keeps persisting with Wan-Bissaka at left back, doesn't he? And I don't quite understand it. As good as he is defensively there, against like the likes of Salah, but
I said Mainu could play wide if he wanted. He's that good. Good, decent start here. Garnacho's shot. Oh.
He does that too often, doesn't he?
Just keep it going there, man.
Is that not a foul?
Nah, should play on.
Jeez.
I don't know why Garnacho loves like having that left-footed like punt where you've got options around you.
He does that too often, doesn't it?
He's very direct. I think Garnacho looks to me. I think he's one of the players where I feel like you can see him exploding for like a 30-goal season one day. He just seems to have that.
I think he just needs to find the balance of when to be selfish and when to pass. I think he's trying to be Ronaldo.
He's so relentless though. That's why.
Which I love.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that's what's going to stand him in good stead in his career, because he's one of the players. He's got ability, but he's minute 1 to minute 90.
Yeah,
he's at it. So like, even if he's not playing over 70, he'll still do a burst forward like as a running behind or something, and he'll get on the end.
I think he'll do well. I think if we're talking about why, if Man United want to do well with him, I think his game needs to be a bit more creative. There's a lot of times where I think he gets in a position where he could just come back,
big throw, back post,
make the pass.
Is that
offside?
Do you not think that's something that could be coached into Garnacho when it's not being at the minute?
Just because I think he's actually he gets, especially on the right wing, I think he gets in great positions, like to create, but I don't think it's in his game, like or if he's willing to do it a lot of the time, but. There's a lot of potential with him. A lot of people were on him sort of after the last game. Wow, Crystal Palace 4-0.
4-0 in half an hour against West Ham.
Oh, wow.
Aston Villa being beat by Bournemouth. Not even a mad surprise. Bournemouth, we're saying they're bad. They're not a bad side.
Rashford in behind
to Højlund.
Just shows how frustrating it is that we've not been able to capitalise on the top four, isn't it?
Villa and Tottenham's form's been a bit iffy since then.
Rashford there.
Yeah, nutmeg. Patented. Go on.
Just have a shot. That's it.
Go on.
On to Garnacho. Good start from Man United.
Yeah, really good start.
Yeah. Looked tidy going forward.
Go on now. On the edge.
Byline.
Pass.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Byline. Good ball, to be fair. Yeah.
I think
Wan-Bissaka creeping there.
It looks like it'd be a lot of basically rearguard defending from Coventry. You've got a lot of people in the box relying on a box defending.
We're really throwing people in the area, though, isn't it? Which is...
It's just about... I think the first goal is going to be important. First goal's important for me. Get that. I think they might crumble a bit, but also it's just that these teams like that, you don't want to give them encouragement.
Yeah, definitely.
I want us to put the knife in and twist it. Like corner. I can't remember last time he scored from the corner.
Corner to the edge. Coventry come out of it.
They're just trying to get through the first bit of the game, aren't they, Coventry, I think?
I thought they would be the fast start. I've seen that they're probably going to be...
No, the great ball, you know.
Go on.
Garnacho.
Oh,
man,
no way.
You've got to do better there.
That was a chance, you know.
I
don't know, I couldn't really see it through the dark, but it was like a big long ball. Who was it?
Great ball from Onana, by the way, to Maguire.
Was that a header from...
Was it Maguire?
That was Bruno.
Bruno even, oh my God. I couldn't see anything from the shadow.
Big leap from Bruno.
I thought it was Maguire. He's taken that ball.
I mistimed it.
Yeah,
just needed really a decent contact.
Just needed a bit more composure on it, I think.
Looked like he went a bit early.
Soft.
Looked like he went...
Alright, good start from United though.
So like the dive was a bit early, I think.
Oh, you mean, Ronnie? I thought Coventry would have been a bit more out of the traps and been a bit different, apart from what's about to happen.
Oh no!
Oh,
fucking hell! Right. Was that not offside?
Don't know.
That was a chance then for them, but you see, it's just about them moments, innit?
I don't like Rashford coming that deep. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're not going to give me anything there coming to Bruno.
You know what's mad? You said that some people have criticised thinking he doesn't do it enough, where like they think that he can...
Why are you coming short?
Get on it a bit.
I think what was that ball? It's poor. But I don't understand though. Like, I seen it in the Luton and Villa games. It worked well for us, and I think the reasoning for that is probably because Ten Hag, he tends to like leave two hanging up there, and he probably trusts him to have that touch over like Garnacho, because we've seen it against Bournemouth when Garnacho comes deep to touch the ball there. Like, he probably thinks that he's the guy that's going to trap it and maybe put a pass in behind to Højlund.
I mean, to be fair though, when Rashford was out for a bit or was out of the team for a few games, Højlund was getting even less of the ball when Rashford wasn't even in the team.
Because he's got that pass in behind.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a criticism all year though, hasn't it? That Højlund's just not had enough chances, and it was Rashford that I think that was giving him the most.
Yeah.
But that was the thing last season. That's what I said. I said it's a problem that happened last season. But everyone was talking about like us needing the 9.
Chance,
We had to change the way we played. That's just too easy.
Good defending by corner to Coventry, but they broke forward pretty well there, Coventry. I think set pieces, and we've seen a long throw from already, is where they're going to be a little bit dangerous as well. It's got to weather the storm. But as we've already shown, we've got enough quality where we should be able to hurt them. It's just I worry when teams they've got like 5 in the box defending at all times, where they're just going to be able to. They're just going to throw the body in the way all game.
Is it going to be one of those games?
Where it's just nearly. Corner.
Almost a bit like Chelsea yesterday, constantly peppering and should have won, but then didn't.
Yeah. Stop people.
It's things like that. You can see the quality differences in.
I just think that was just a bit.
It's just a.
The loose pass. It is the fringe. But as we said, I don't know, man. We struggle against Newport, so I don't want to talk too soon.
Let's get the game to bed.
Yeah. Is that handball? No.
It looked like handball. I'm saying that one yesterday wasn't a penalty.
I think he just played percentages there, man. Right. Looks like Coventry have finally found their feet. I think he started nervously.
Why are we so cornered in there? Go on, break now.
Go on.
Go.
I don't mind it. Ganacho's hurt back there.
This is what I don't get. Why doesn't he just
always because he's deep there.
Man? No, but why? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why? When Wan-Bissaka picks up the ball, Rashford should be pushing up off him, which you'd expect he'd usually do. Like, he did it against Liverpool.
He misses Shaw, Rashford, I think. He misses Shaw.
No, as in, like, what is it about being tactically? Because I said naturally he'd want to go forward, you know that. But why would you come short there to Wan-Bissaka when we could just stretch the pitch and go higher up the pitch?
I thought playing someone like Wan-Bissaka there, we're going to lose your inability to, like, Rashford's going to lose his ability to go on the inside of 1v1.
Too late. Right, it's done well there. Cut it back now. Just cut it back on the left.
Oh,
played.
That was almost loose. That was almost a loose tackle.
Rashford looks like he's up for it, to be fair.
He's feeling it on the ball.
Almost like a loose tackle there.
Yeah, he tangled the leg in it, the defender there. It's one of them.
Go on.
Go on, turn and go now.
Oh, easy one.
Yeah,
just play that onto the centre.
It's a foul.
Right, play on.
You know, that's Stroll out of Boudier though. I know he's a fucking, as I said before the game, played the game when he was young, he's just a brute. Like he's dead like hyper aggressive and rough. That won't be the first time he does something like that today. Because he's an undersized centre half, so he's one of them. He's like 5'11" in centre half in the middle there, the orange boots.
Bruno, the deep.
So you know when they make up for it by being bare aggressive, similar to Martinez, but obviously not the quality.
It seems to be Bruno's the deepest midfielder again, though. Getting the ball off the centre backs and trying to create something from further back.
Go on, go past that.
Nice flip, go on.
See, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get anything going forward from Wan-Bissaka there, though, innit?
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's why you wanted the low.
Playing down the left too much for me not to have the low there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you need the low. When Wan-Bissaka is on the pitch, you put him right, don't you?
Yeah.
And there's going to be opportunities. Played. Nice football from Man United. McTominay, why are you trying to do that? Just keep it moving. Poor. It's good football.
That's the concern. That's the concern of getting like the forwards isolated on Casemiro on counters like that. Because I think Maguire's actually quicker than Casemiro. I'd say he probably is.
He probably is.
Do you know what I mean? I also worry that Casemiro is going to overcompensate because he's playing centre half and he knows that he's physically waning, where he's going to drop very deep. Do you know what I mean? Almost like he's covering.
Yeah, I'm not too. I mean, from watching I know we're only.
Maguire does really well there, playing out in the back.
Finding good pockets. Go wide. Good pocket shoot.
Go on.
Yeah.
Beat him. Put it in.
I double up now. They're waiting on the inside bit though. They're waiting on the inside. Go on.
Good ball from Bruno. Oof. Defender just
shit.
Oh, there you go.
Well in the low.
Well in the low.
Coverage.
Yeah.
Right, pop it to the left. Just keep the tempo.
That's what
Man United need to keep going.
Delow's going to need to do that because one thing Delo is quick. He's going to have to do a lot.
I think he'll be covering a bit for
But
Casemiro.
he kind of made up for the fact that he lost out the first duel though anyway.
If that's how we're playing though, wouldn't you have Wan-Bissaka being the deepest of the fullbacks?
Do you know what's mad? People talk about Wan-Bissaka's 1v1, but I think Delow's probably better at every other part of aspect of defending.
Yeah, bro, which is mad to say.
Which is mad to say because he's not amazing at
I think it's because, like you said, 1v1, Wan-Bissaka's that good that it stands out. Like he's one of the better players probably in Europe when you've got like a serious winger up against him.
Yeah, go on.
It's mad to say that, isn't it, about Delo after considering 3 years ago. He improved massively at United.
Just willingness to work hard.
I'd want Bruno a little bit higher. I'd want him to be on the receiving end of these passes that he's playing through. But I think the tendency is when you're playing against a low block like that is to come searching for the ball, innit? Yeah, there we go. That's where I want him. That's where you want him.
Ball there from Rashford. Cobby cleans up. I don't think he had to do that to that level. Good recovery.
That's not a foul. It's never been a foul.
Well done, ref.
He'd even appeal for it, to be fair.
Yeah. Cobby does very well.
You know Kobe's not going to lose the ball.
No set. No wide. Go to Garnacho.
Can he find him?
Right. Where's Delo down the right here? Come on. Yeah, it feels like...
Do you reckon Delo's been instructed, which is weird, to like stay a little bit deeper because Casemiro?
Potentially to cover
almost
him,
like to cover him.
That's not a great ball.
This guy's rapid.
Yeah, but he's quick.
Covering there. Garnacho does
Coventry
very well.
Completely on the break. They're on the break there, weren't they? Garnacho did great.
Let's go.
He's going to do that a lot. That's it, bro. He's so rash, bro.
He's got a thingy, that guy. He's got to get booked.
He'll be booked today, him. If he's going to keep doing that, but you've got to make those kind of fouls, haven't you?
Look at him, bro.
Just ran straight at him.
The thing is, if Højlund gets around him there, we're set through, innit?
He'll do that again to him, though.
Yeah, I think that's where Bruno needs to be on the ref about this guy. Look at him, he's chatting to Højlund. You know he's saying some shit. Højlund receiving the ball against Bournemouth struggled a lot. That's one thing I think. He still sometimes he almost improved in it mid-season and he went back to it.
Yeah.
You know where he's looking to like wrestle the defenders, and it was in that last chance. Was it against Bournemouth, that last chance where like he starts beefing the defender rather than just knocking it down to Rashford?
Oh yeah, he got a lot of criticism for that, didn't he?
Like I just don't know what he's thinking there. Just lay the ball off.
So
forget the defender.
It's like he's trying to prove too much of a point. Like sometimes you just need to keep it simple. But he tried to do too much.
I think he gets worried about the defender being around him before getting worried about controlling the ball. Which is like, this is what you improve with like experience and age. And obviously he's come in here as literally like a kid leading the line for Man United. It's not going to be easy, to be fair to him, but it is frustrating to watch. Cobby out to Rashford on the left. Come on. Rashford to McTominay on the edge. Just keep it moving.
So what is this with the Nottingham Forest game? 3 extreme pauses and 3 penalties not given me. Simply can't accept. We warned Pogba that Vieira is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change. Our patience has been tested multiple times. Wow,
that is insane.
Main account, you know.
What's happened?
I get fined for that. Say that again, please. Do you know what I mean? All right, so you may find this interesting, you right? If you know, I've just said that without context. I was baffled at what I was reading. Do you know what I mean? But Nottingham Forest's main account on Twitter, their actual official account, has tweeted 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the Pogba that the Vieira is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. Nottingham Forest will now consider its options. Damn.
Oh, wow. So the VAR was a Luton fan?
That's a bit mad, yeah.
Wow. That is actually crazy.
And I'm guessing the officials was another consistently terrible performance. They have had it. Oh,
yeah. Is he the polarised tweet for not?
Where's Sir Jim? Is he not done with his run yet? They said that he'll be there for the second half, apparently.
Well, Jason Wilcox is there though.
Yeah. Next to David Gill. Casemiro. Yeah, Bruno had to do that, innit? Go on.
I think the game's kind of gone a little bit more scrappy. We started well though, but obviously I think you've seen at Coventry have a little bit on the break in terms of pace and that. It just depends how
Is that
United
was it that
respond.
right back? Was he the quicker one there in that run earlier? He seems like he could be the outlet for them, or the right winger. Seem to be giving Maguire the ball quite comfortably.
Yeah, he
here,
seems to be the
which
guy
is-
who's distributing it at the back, isn't he?
which is not bad because his passing ain't the worst. Go on now, some
Go on then.
combinations. They feel like they're really
everything's gone down the left for United.
Yeah,
Everything.
and it feels like Coventry are just congesting that.
See, that's
area
like,
as well.
you know, because Garnacho's went inside.
Man United need to keep shifting it from that side to the other. Can't keep just going to the left every time. It's the same thing, innit? Move. There we go.
Go on. It's just about working the openings, really.
Oh, pass wasn't that it?
Come on, boom. There's no one even there.
Just let the keeper take it.
It's
take it
definitely
Push on
we're
there.
definitely leaving 3 at the back as like as the rest defence to help Casemiro. That's why you're seeing Delo's not going forward
Casemiro
at
over
all.
the top there.
Oh,
Rashford?
Go on,
Gotta be.
go on.
Oh, come
no,
on.
that better be a corner. There's
Wait,
no way you've missed
What
that.
happened there?
How have you missed that?
That's 2 chances where Cameron blocked.
What a ball!
Great ball from Casemiro, that was.
What a pass. Good run, by the way, but
he
great
just on?
ball.
Great ball from Casemiro.
Pinpoint.
Good run. First, to be
First
fair,
touch is all right,
it's
but
bouncing.
Is that not a corner?
I think
Just
that,
nip it under.
even
him.
so, hit the target.
Yeah,
hit the
he's got
target
hit
minimum.
The target, man. Oh man, he's trying to caress
no.
it in.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
he's trying
go
to
with
be
the
too
side of your
delicate
foot
there.
there.
No. That's a poor
Not
finish.
side of his foot. More like even your toe, like try
Just,
get
that
under
needed
it
just
there.
poking in the same
Poke it.
direction.
Poor finish.
Just poke it, man. He's trying to like fingy, like almost just guide it in. Great ball from Casemiro though.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
He's had a good
ball.
start, to be fair. At the back,
started
like,
alright.
nothing
One
to-
thing that will
highlight.
help Casemiro, I think Casemiro's the best player in the team in the air, and that's even above
Yeah.
Maguire. It's good in the air, man.
Mate, he scored so many goals, to be fair, in the air for us. He scored in the final last year.
Yeah, he scored in
Newcastle,
against
yeah.
Newcastle, didn't he? Yeah.
And obviously, centre half might help him in terms of not having to do much running.
Cobby's trying to find Hoyland there. Not a great ball though. Oh,
Jesus,
Encouraged with the start though. United have started really well, I think.
yeah, it's
It
just
started
that chance
alright.
goes in, then you
I think once we get
chilling. Played, good
That was
recovery there. Rashford out on the right,
I'll pick you out.
into Bruno.
Go on.
One more.
I think
Another one.
that's when we want to capitalise. Go on, Hoyland. When they've give the ball away and they're not in that solid defensive shape.
Well in Hoyland. That was good.
Right,
That was
decent.
good. Alright, corner Man United.
I think a goal's coming though. Famous last words.
As if the
Dunno what-
Glazers have gone today. My God, man.
Like that from Hoyland though. Switches up his run a bit. Drives
Just
it
fell a
across.
Oh,
bit.
He just slipped at the last second, didn't he?
Corner though. Look like a decently sized team. Go on.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't mind that though. I don't mind that.
Not bad.
Something new. He just didn't get the right connection there,
Yeah.
did he?
Bruno out to Garnacho on the edge. He just goes wide, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that as a punt. Yeah, it's just
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 misconnected
missed
that,
that.
did he? He's right though. He's not really. He's had to come more centrally, hasn't he, Garnacho? Just because we've been so constantly down the left. What did the score end up on that Forest game then?
Not sure what it is, but
2-11.
this is probably where they're going to get out with Sims in it, kind of just being physical with Wan-Bissaka, get him up the pitch. But we've got it back
Palace
into
were battering
West Ham. Got
West
back
Ham,
into a
weren't they?
decent defensive shape now, though.
4-1 though now.
Comebacks on.
Wow.
All right, shit.
Palace looking
Got a
good
chance to whip it
recently,
in.
to be fair. Coventry on edge of our box. Lose it. Go on, Garnacho. Just keep it.
Keep going.
Go on, son. Yeah. I wish he'd gone the other way from the
Oh,
get
he's
goal.
just kicked out
He's
there
kicked-
a little bit. He's
He's kicked him. He's done that because of his shit pass before. Just typical thing. Just shit guy with a shit pass. Gives it away, gets frustrated, so then he just goes and kicks the nearest player because he's frustrated.
Like kicks out here. Bit naughty that.
Doing a lot, isn't he?
Weirdo. It's always. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. He's just not very easy on the eye either, so I'm not surprised. I can't be saying that, can I, Ethan? That means appearance. Right, half of the first half has gone, but
Dominic turns to Garnacho. Go on, find the low now. Find the low.
Unsurprised.
That's it. Love that Garnacho on the edge.
Go on. Yes!
McTominay.
You knew he scored today, innit? 1-0 Manchester United. It was coming.
At least he won the 88th minute
Great
like
football,
predicted.
Very good football from United.
That was really good, that.
United have started a better side, looked threatening. McTominay doing what he does best, which is not be a midfielder, but get in the box and score goals. And United are now
box
1-0
crashing
up.
is what they call it.
What was it, box crashing?
1-0.
Big box crasher. He actually does really well from the get-go.
That was definitely coming, though, lads. Great overlap from the low. Don't see that enough. Well whipped in.
To be fair, I was about to go.
Keeper missed it, and it's a great finish.
I was about to go sick at the low for going for that over cutting it back to Bruno, because Bruno was in a nice spot on the edge, but keeper messes that up.
Keeper messes that up there, but
fantastic.
We'll take it.
Yeah, he should have got to that, shouldn't he?
Well done, McTominay.
Take it though. Take it all day.
We will take it. The first time that we actually did a little bit of decent attacking, played down the right, and we get a goal from it.
That's a good point, to be fair. We were so focused on the left. Maybe that.
It's obviously because the low can actually overlap on the right, whereas Wan-Bissaka can't on the left.
Yeah. To be fair, this is good, man, because the game should open up now.
Yeah, hopefully Coventry should go forward for it now, shouldn't they?
I still think they'll still do the same thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll be like damage limitation. It won't go for it too early, but
eventually they'll have to think, and that's why I think Garnacho and Rashford probably will get the chances.
I think there's more goals in it, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Well in the low. Aggressive front foot. Guaya steps out. Casemiro just doesn't know where to go.
He was just stepping off there, wasn't he?
Great
Good
tackle though.
Wait, did he give that?
No,
I thought he gave that as a foul.
I thought he gave that as a foul.
Come on though, this is why I don't... Once they commit the men there...
He just misjudged that though, didn't he? Sensing a bit of stage fright from Coventry today, though.
You'd expect.
Yeah, they don't look like they really believe.
I think any team in that position, like in the Championship and that, being in the FA Cup semi, Wan-Bissaka seems to always be open in that.
But he won't be a press trigger really for Coventry because he's not great on the ball. Or you'd think he would be. I mean. But he just seems to constantly be left alone.
I think there's less impetus for United to really push forward a lot, but I don't know. I'd like to see us be quite ruthless.
Yeah, a proper good performance today. Just give us that belief for the rest of the season.
Low there, look at him, it's free.
Bit of a hospital pass there, pass wrong side.
Maguire's
the low's
really
starting to pop into
low.
that centre area, and I think it's going to cause these a lot of problems. Bruno onto Rashford. Traffic. Just lay back.
They're doubling up on Rashford, aren't they?
Yeah, we're heavily going down that side, innit? And then they can see it. The low's on. You know what? The low keeps getting an opening there at some stage.
Yeah, when he won't go early.
Just play it. Just keep it moving now.
I think when he gets the opportunity where they haven't doubled up, he needs to go early with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it quicker there. You know the men are going to crowd you out there, and you're trying to open up for the shot. I get what he's trying to do.
Yeah, they're constantly trying to stop him, though, aren't they?
But that's where Coventry crowding that area out. They're not going to allow Rashford to be 1v1 there. So I think once he gets it, he's got to play the simple game today. He'll be dying for a goal, but he's got to play the next one, and he'll get a chance. Like, it's the same thing I said about Garnacho earlier. Like, just
Overcomplicating it though, isn't it? Overthinking it.
I think it's just them forward antics, in it, where you need very good defending from Casemiro. The low picks it up there. Let's go now. Let's go now.
Nicely got away with it, but I'd rather him not pass those square.
Good start for United though. 1-0 probably well deserved, isn't it? Casemiro's not. He's done okay. He's almost been caught out once, but I suppose it's to be expected. Delo seems to be covering him a little bit. A second goal would kill this game off, I think.
I still don't get this.
He's dropping quite deep.
Great ball from Rashford though.
There.
He's dropping quite deep though, Rashford.
It's allowing Wan-Bissaka to go.
Oh, that wasn't a bad ball that from Garnacho.
It's allowing,
didn't quite make it.
Who is it? It's allowing Wan-Bissaka to go higher though, which is what's confusing me. So once he gets it, it's almost as if the game plans to get Wan-Bissaka there. But it could be to drag the defenders deep, because you know that the defender's going to follow Rashford all the way out there. But it works there. I think if you can hit the switch, if you can look at that switch to Garnacho there, he's got the ability to do that. So that can open up the pitch for United. Because like you said, you've been saying it throughout the game, like we're just playing down that left so much.
It must be to drag, like you say, it must be to drag the defenders over there to then switch it to the right. Obviously, you've got Delo overlapping Garnacho and then inverting centrally sometimes as well. So maybe that's just kind of the game plan.
Yeah, it is working.
Overload the left and switch it.
We did get the ball off, like I said, that Delo and Garnacho movement there.
Great pass. Great pass by Onana.
It's good though, United have got that patience now. Don't need to overcomplicate anything. Just keep it.
Go on.
Now you go.
He's going, but like when you pass it to him, then what? He's on his left. Oh, almost forgot the ball there.
There we go. Garnacho on the
Overlap's coming again.
Again. Delo again. Just Delo again.
Wrong decision from Garnacho. That
change the angle a bit. I think that's the way you can get around him with an overlap.
Yeah.
Down the sides.
Delo's definitely picking out some nice spaces though there on off Garnacho.
Half an hour again. Was that time we've gone half an hour not conceded a shot?
It's a good point actually. We've not. I think one shot this game so far, isn't it? Maybe not even one.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Sure, the Coventry have been pretty poor. Been well in control.
What you were calling for before the game, to be fair, Abdullah.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka right back now?
No, I think it's just temporary there. Definitely want to try get this second though before half time.
Yeah, because at 1-0 there's always a chance, isn't it?
Just kill the game off. We're creating enough. We're forward enough. I don't know what that was from Wan-Bissaka.
A bit of a loose pass there.
Very loose pass.
Go on. You shouted compact then. Ten
Maybe it's changing.
Strong on it. I thought he saw something I didn't.
Oh.
This guy's just rinsed us.
Yeah. He's the only player that's turned up for them so far. He's been quite decent on the right.
Is he a right winger or right back? This
looks
guy?
like a bit of a both right wing back.
Delo, brilliant. Bit of a risky one, but Casemiro sort of deals with it.
Oh,
so
probably
bad.
That number 11 is the wrong. That number 11 for Coventry, Hardy right. You can tell he's a decent player, but it looks like the wrong type of player for this game. Like you don't have that. What do you call it? Making the most of like channel balls and stuff like that. It looks like if it's not to his feet or straight to him, he can't be asked. Do you know what I mean? That's what he gives. We can tell he's decent. But a chance here for him to cross the ball. This is how you kind of equalise the game: is giving away cheap free kicks in your defensive third for him to throw the ball in the box, having not created nothing in general play. Don't know if he's going to shoot it or if he's going to cross it.
You'd shoot it, wouldn't you, I think?
I think it crosses it, because United aren't the biggest team, but I don't think they're that big either.
I think you'd be shooting here on Paddock there, though, Ronaldo.
I don't take free kicks, bro.
No, but I would.
If I was on that, I'm crossing it. To be fair, the right back who started decent looks like he's lining it up. I think it is a shot by either of them.
Nah, you'd be fuming if he doesn't cross it if I'm a Coventry fan here.
Yeah, you'd shoot that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. The issue is, haven't they got a big throw? I think they've got a long throw merchant as well, so this might go in the box anyway. Or they just throw it normally. But they did a big throw
Against
initially.
Wolves. Was that how it scored against Wolves? I can't remember.
They have got, because the first throw they got in the game, they did a huge big throw.
Good pressure out from Hoyland.
Yeah.
They've grown a little bit into the game past few minutes, though, Coventry. They've had more of the ball.
Just some spurts in it. I think one thing I'm concerned about United doing is you want to control the game, but you want to still create opportunities and play like I was playing. I think since we scored, there's been a bit of a job done tempo that I've seen creeping. Slow down on a bit of the ball. I think we should go for the throw here. Go 2-3-0 up before half time. Call it a day.
Yeah, get the second before half time.
Casemiro over the
Another
top.
great ball.
Garnacho again.
Oh!
Yeah, keeper's a bit dodgy. Keeper's a
He
bit.
took that out with his hand all the way out there.
I think he just realised.
I
I think he did. And then he threw it. So picked it up and then threw it before it crossed the line. Go on. "34 minutes, gone pretty quickly that."
Yeah, it's flown by this half.
Mm. I think he's the outlet for them, innit? He's their best way of getting up the pitch.
Starting to see more of the ball, though, definitely.
I don't think they're a huge possession side in their league anyway. But
I don't think they are, but they just had a little bit of the game now.
who's he seeing there? It's alright, man, we'll take it.
It'll do for me.
I think the only way that Coventry can hurt us is on transitions, or just which they haven't been allowed to get because they've not had the quality which you see in the teams in the Premier League have to actually make the most. Great ball. Keeper's kind of messed that up though. But did that go under his arm?
It looked like it. It looked like
to
he
be fair,
jumped
I had a
over
bit
it.
of a horrible bounce, I think, just as he's come across to it.
Rashford dropping deep again.
Wing Backford.
Yeah, we've not had the same zip since we scored the goal.
Just don't take the risk
baseless.
on that. Oh,
Been a lot of that from Coventry though, isn't it? Like these random sloppy passes.
That's where you see the nervousness in it. Really.
I think they've played nervous since minute one.
Yeah,
They've looked a bit shaky.
Corby does well there.
Well, it's the biggest game of a lot of these players' lives though for the Coventry. That's why.
I mean, it's great to them getting this far, really, isn't it? But you wouldn't expect it. But I just thought they'd have had a bit more confidence about them. They've played so shakily and nervously, haven't they? Literally, like you say, from the start.
To be fair, it's funny, innit? Because in games like this, if you go in at 1-0 at half time, then the manager's probably telling them, like, you're being too nervous. Like, look at it, it's only 1-0.
Oh, it's completely free there.
Well in Casemiro.
Really good tackle from Casemiro.
There's just little moments like that where we're just a bit open, but they don't have the quality to punish. Do you know what I mean? But it was almost like a 2v1 there, or like Elliot Sims would have got in. Is this the big throw now? Who was it that did? Am I seeing things? Did they just throw the ball into the box from like 30 yards out as soon as the game started?
I don't know.
And they've just like abandoned it.
Shout no.
Go on, push them all the way back at least.
It just looks such
this
a
is the
gap
first
there.
time. It's the first time we've seen this, isn't it? See, they just don't have the. Do you know what I mean?
Go on.
don't
Now
have the
go.
quality.
Now go though. Now go though. Come on.
But that was exactly what we were talking about.
That's
before
the
game.
first
The
time they
gap
broke
there
through.
between the forward line, the
Do you know what I
midfield,
mean?
and the defence.
But the difference is in the Prem, they don't give the ball away there, whereas it's just a bit loose from them sometimes. Got to it.
Slowing it right down, aren't we?
Yeah, it's gone. It's, as soon as you scored it, it's gone to this tempo, which kind of worried me. I like the control aspect of it, because then it means that you're not conceding goals. But at the same time, you want to try and get the second one as well. You want controlled aggression almost.
Yeah.
I think there's been too much of a dip in tempo since we scored, thinking, yeah, job's done.
Is there even going to be much added time here?
No,
It's been the game's just been so in play, innit?
No injuries, no stoppages. The only stoppage was the goal.
Bruno tries to turn out there. This is where they could Casemiro as well.
Good pressure on Casemiro.
Yeah, he does. He
He
commits, but he's committed. He's gambled well though so far though.
There is a couple of times where you worry, like, they could really do us there.
Like this.
So easy,
That's way too easy.
No fucking way.
Jesus, man.
That was a
It's
chance.
it's little things like that. You just think that's just basic stuff.
Just gonna give them so much confidence.
You know what? This is what might be happening. Like the first 35 minutes that we've seen from Coventry has been them playing extremely nervously and like very hesitant, and then we scored. Great defending by the low, and my worry is now is that they might not play like that all game. Do you know what I mean? Where they start to grow into it.
That's what.
A bit more belief.
That's what I'm saying. Second half, the manager will go in and will be like, "It's only 1-0, and you've not really come out.
Done anything.
You've not played well." Do you know what I mean?
I think Man United really. He said like this controlled aggression thing. Like that's what we need. Because right now we're just trying to kill the tempo.
Like the tempo's completely gone. Like speed it up, try and kill the game off.
I get if you did this at a stage of the game, but sometimes you overdo this and you end up just conceding chances, innit?
Well, this is what makes managing the game better. Like 1-0 at this stage and playing like this, it just seems a bit bizarre. You do it in the 80th minute or something, but
Go on. I would have liked a 1-2 there.
oh shite!
What the fuck was that?
There's just no like.
It's no culture.
Cushion to it,
Yeah,
bro.
man just blast. You
just
see the trajectory of it. It was just proper. Even if it gets to him, it's like
played well in Garnacho all the way to the left.
he's doing what
Go
most
now.
wingers like saying.
Go to the left.
Garnacho's trying to run the switch.
Right on Bissaka.
He's running the switch.
There we go. Get it in the box.
Okay. Not a bad ball.
I think we should do that more often because I think the keeper's shaky.
You're right. Yeah, all right.
Tempo's killed.
Good from Garnacho though, coming across with the ball there.
Their keeper's mad dodgy though. I'd like shots and crosses on him. No, did he?
Come on.
Look at him. Just looks jittery. Him as Joe Budio is not that good on the ball either. So he's just a brute defender.
Well in, Cobby. It's just going
Went
to the
that
centre
too
there.
much.
The pass is there.
Come on, quicker than this.
I thought he was going to shoot then. That's a better situation for Garnacho to shoot than sometimes when he does it, when his body's inside, when he comes inside.
Just lay it. There we go. It's come across a couple of times now on the last few seconds, Garnacho. Probably getting a bit frustrated. Not seeing the ball on the right.
Over to the left now, aren't they?
So, I've got to be turns there. There we go. Really want us to get this second. There.
Yep.
Him.
Oh, slightly. I'll go past though. Go past. It's a bit tight though.
It is very
congested.
tight. Well in, Bruno. Come on, United.
Shoot.
Play it.
Go on, shoot.
Oh, you have to lay that
I think
away.
waited too long. Finger.
It's such a mixed bag with Coventry. Like,
Well, they look shaky though.
they look so shaky.
On the ball, I think they've. Do you know what I mean? They proper got the Wembley stage fright.
Yeah.
Because even then, the left back could have went forward and he's just a bit.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
Like,
a bit
get rid of
terrified to
Yeah.
make a mistake, don't they?
they can open us up. That's what I'm saying. It's a mixed bag. Like, the space is there to hurt us, but then it's that moment. That could change in the second half. Like I
Yeah.
said, the manager brings them in and he says, like, listen, like,
He's a-
play your game.
That's what I mean. He's been so nervous, clearly, but it's only 1-0. He's still in it.
I still
This is
think
why we need that
I
second
still think
goal.
if you play at tempo though, we can easily score one or two more from what I saw in the first half an hour, which is why I've been kind of when we've gone a bit slow. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Forcing him backwards, though. I feel like Alan Shearer stating the obvious.
Could he have headed that to Wan-Bissaka?
Come on, Reds. Let's get one. Go on.
Go on. Scotty's gone wandering again.
Happy with 1-0.
Got about a minute left till half time.
Happy with 1-0 going in at half time, but it's a shame we've not been able to just kill it off a bit more. We've definitely had the chance.
I still think at the same time we're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
It's just those little moments though where they're getting forward.
Bruno's actually getting the ball in some nice areas here. Rashford's move on to the right. Bruno, great
Goes on.
ball over the top. Go on.
Great ball.
Edges.
I'll swap.
Let's make this count.
Go on.
fucking
hell. Great save.
Very,
Really
very
good
good
save.
football from United
Been
there.
giving the keeper, giving him a lot of, but fucking keeper, great save that.
Really good save.
You know,
Good. Would have been perfect to end the half there. So
great strike. I think that would have been a killer if he scored then.
Yes, onto
Hit the post as
bar
well. What a save.
Good football from Man United there, though. Bruno, great ball over the top. Delo's having, he's
Yeah.
probably been one of the
That little
best
bit of
players.
patience from Delo just to set people up there was good as well.
Man of the match performance so far from
Definitely,
Villa.
yeah. Stopped a goal as well, didn't he? He's just sort of showing like what he's done well this season in this one game so far. Bruno, the corner. Come on, Reds.
Go on!
Yeah! Come on! So we did
2-0,
get the goal
just
from the
before half
corner.
time.
Perfect
Perfect,
timing.
man.
And
Maguire, big header.
I think that's game over. Harry
Was it?
Maguire, he gets a lot of stick for getting his head on corners but not scoring, but it was a great cross and a great header. United 2-0, comfortable looking at a Wembley repeat with Manchester
Was
City.
it?
Hopefully.
2-0, we got the goal.
Just before half time, that's perfect timing.
Great
that.
ball from
Great
Bruno.
header from Maguire, that.
Unmarked,
Great header. Yeah,
bullet header.
easy.
You're right though, he don't do that enough and he does get criticised for it, but when he does it so well. Does it a lot
Great
more
header.
for England
Fantastic
than he
finish,
does
that.
it a lot more for England.
No,
than
no
United, doesn't
chance for the keeper
Feet
there.
planted, gets up early, Sims is late and it's
Training ground.
straight in the corner.
Easy that for Maguire.
There's no stopping that one, was there?
That little switch though in the end where it went
Yeah.
Garnacho to Rashford with the wings, I thought that it started showing something there because as well like Delo's setting it up there. I wonder if we might go to that in the second half. 'Cause I feel like Garnacho just wants to get on the ball. He's been a bit starved off it.
But there's definitely
he's-
goals here, man. Like they don't look that solid.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got that goal because I think we were sleepwalking a bit after we
True.
scored the first goal.
It was all about that goal. Before
But that is half time.
We needed
United are 2-0 up. Goals from McTominay and Maguire. Don't know who put the rack on that. Maybe McTominay. But after what was a very lively start from us, it went a little bit slow after he scored. I think we dropped the tempo a little bit and gave him a bit of encouragement because Coventry do look very, very nervous shaky. But I think 2-0 up, I don't see a way back. I know it's famous last words from Coventry at the moment, and I think there's more goals in it for United if we pick up the tempo still. What do you think of the first half, lads?
Perfect first half, really, in terms of scoreline. 2-0 just before as well. Ideal, that killed the tie-off, I think. It'd be a long way back for Coventry. They looked shaky. United have comfortably and controlled the game. Happy with what I've seen. It's just a shame we're not seeing it more this season, but perfect, and hopefully sets up another derby final for the end of May.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like Ronnie sort of alluded to, around after the goal we'd scored and 30th, 40th minute mark, you're looking at it and you just think we need to just keep the tempo up. And I felt, looking at it, towards the end of that half, I was like, let's just get a second, because they started growing in terms of creating chances. They're still making a lot of mistakes, still playing really nervous, Coventry, but they started sort of noticing the spaces, and that's how they get the chance where the low clears it before. So if you go into the second half and you're already 1-0 up, and
that's what I mean.
The manager will just say, like, let's go for it here and play our game, because obviously Coventry are not been playing their game at all, playing really nervous. But yeah, Scotty's here with us though.
Yeah, man, that felt like a relief getting the second goal. Not that we were under any pressure, but because of everything that's happened this season, there's always that sort of element of doubt that we were talking about before the game, that they might be able to come onto it. But Coventry have been cagey, haven't they, throughout the game? I thought they've had little chances going forward, but there's no finesse. I think if it's a Premier League team that we're up against and we're performing as we are, then we'd probably be under more threat. But I think it should just be a formality now, second half.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, United have kind of done what they've needed to do. They've controlled fairly comfortably as well. Coventry in that last 10 minutes did start getting the ball out a little bit more, but I think you've seen probably whether it was nervousness, quality, or a mix of the two, they probably just weren't quite there. United getting that second goal was really needed, and the fact that it was right before half-time will probably kill their team talk as well, so it's kind of really ideal. I just want to see more control in the second half, keep that up, and maybe another goal. A decent performance in the semi-final of an FA Cup, good confidence boost for the lads, and then, just, like I said, the league's a bit of a nothing for me at the minute now. Just keep the confidence up, get into the final, and we'll go from there. Injury-free now as well. Don't want any more injuries, considering how bad it's been. So,
we can afford. We're getting Jim Ratcliffe in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, with his fitness in the marathon this morning, he probably would do a job. But yeah, happy with that performance. Happy with the first half. Perfect scoreline to go into as well. So I'm happy.
It's good for players like Maguire and McTominay as well. These are two players that scored in the semi-final for Man United. We looked like last August before they were well on the way out of Old Trafford, so it's good for them. Make sure you're starting to like and subscribe if you aren't already. Do you see Maguire and McTominay still being at Old Trafford next season though?
Maguire, yeah.
I think Maguire will be.
I got a feeling McTominay might go.
I think McTominay might be coming to an end potentially. I think he's obviously useful, but I think Maguire will stay. I think he's done enough this season to
I think
stay.
Maguire almost has to stay, because if you like Varane, obviously you've had the injury issues, and there's been a lot of noise. That's it about him, really being his final year. Lindelof, for me, I've just sort of think it's come to an end as well with him. Like,
a bit of a natural end, really, isn't it?
It's weird with Lindelof, because there was a stage where I really liked him, but I don't know, maybe it would be a bit different if we switch managers and we play maybe, I don't know, a different style where it's a back three, a bit more time on the ball. We've seen how we done under Oli, where, he ping a pass over the top to Bruno and Rashford. There's a couple of times he got assists that way, and on the ball he's not too bad, especially if we're playing a certain brand of football. But yeah, maybe Lindelof, Maguire staying makes sense, because you don't want to overhaul the centre halves in one season. McTominay is an interesting one, because there's so much value for him in the market, and he's so dangerous, obviously, as we've seen in them areas, as well as like being able to play in defensive midfield. But depends again what the next manager wants. I don't really see him as a consistent starter for a team that wins a league title or a Champions League on pure style of football that he is. But we see sort of like, I won't compare him to Havertz completely, but Arsenal at times have played Havertz in that area where he's just like coming from the number 8 area and just bursting into the box. And yeah, it does have its value. It's just, for me, if you want to win games, you need more mobility in that centre of the park, winning the ball. But if you got him as a plan B, he's an incredible plan B to have. So it depends what the next manager wants. If Eric Ten Hag's not here next season,
the thing is with McTominay is he's certainly not a midfield that will take you to a league title or whatever, but he is a useful asset to have. If you are sort of up against it, you can bring him on with 10 minutes to go, and he can sort of, like you said, box crasher. But he can do that little thing for you. He can give you that plan B at the end of a game, and it is a useful thing to have. Whether you'd want him starting, again, you just wouldn't. I think all credit to McTominay, he does a job when he needs to, but as a midfielder, his passing isn't.
I mean, when he was announced on the starting lineup as well, I think a lot of people were there was a question mark because of what he offers there. But you can't doubt. I mean, we're looking at it now. He times his runs into the box. That's probably his best attribute. And if he is to leave Old Trafford, them goals are what he'll be remembered for. Because he has popped up and got a lot of important goals at his time. I thought Delors had a good game on the overlap.
Yeah, well, we were saying before, we think he's probably been man of the match. He obviously stopped a goal as well when Coventry did get that break, when it was starting to turn a little bit. So, but I mean, you could argue he's probably been player of the season this year, really. The maturity and the sort of progression he's shown just naturally over the last year or two.
And in different positions.
And in different positions as well. He's been really versatile for us, and he's probably been one of the few players that's been so readily available throughout the season. I don't think he's been injured more than once or twice. No. So, he's actually always been available, which from this season hasn't always been the case. So, so far, man of the match, probably player of the season as well, which I don't think would be a bad shout for him, to be honest.
Yeah, one player that's been under massive criticism compared to how he was last year is Marcus Rashford. Obviously, seeing him start today.
I thought he was quite bright. I think that it's interesting because he's like we sort of highlighted it. He's playing really deep when Wan-Bissaka's bringing him the ball. We just see the shot there before half time. Great save from the keeper. Obviously, we get the corner off it and score. Started the game, obviously done that nutmeg, got down the left. But I think his game, if he's looking to play deep, it's going to have to be controlled. I mean, you're not going to expect like a Neymar or a Messi, like where you're picking up the ball on the halfway line and dribbling past like 5-10 players. I think the best thing he could do, if that's his role today, because what we're seeing him is pick up the ball in our own half, is to hit that switch over to Garnacho, which he did. And I think it's just them moments there for him today. He's got to simplify. And I think if your game naturally is based on being a goal scorer and an inside forward, when you've got to play that game, you start getting frustrated. But that's where the professionalism side of it comes in.
Yeah,
and it's like
you've got to do those little extra jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is with Rashford as well, though, is it sounds like he's been instructed to do what you sort of said you wouldn't want him to do. You do want him further up the pitch because he is that goal threat. The problem with Rashford is every single performance of his is under such a magnifying glass, especially online. But it's in such a magnifying glass that it almost puts that extra pressure on him. I'd just rather he simplified his game, stay forward, and be that sort of goal threat for us. Because as good as he is at that switch and that, switching it over to Garnacho like he has done, I would, like you, I'd prefer him.
He offers so much more. He's got the ability to.
He offers so much more.
Should have took his chance, the first chance, definitely. I think he just poked. He should poke that. He's trying to like guide it in. I think the chance, obviously, for the goal where. Before Maguire's goal for the corner, that was a brilliant effort. Delors does really well for that. Bruno as well, just perfectly put a ball over the top to Delors. But yeah, I think overall I've been quite happy with everyone. Not really anything stood out for me in terms of disappointments or anything. Yeah, everyone's done their job pretty well.
Yeah, everyone's done okay. I think there was a couple of times where I thought Casemiro was a little bit, maybe a step too far back or a little bit. But to be fair, it's natural. He's not a centre back, so you can forgive him for that. That
great pass though for that.
Really good pass. But if I was to be really picky, that'd probably be the only thing I'd say. But other than that, he's been fine in terms of across the team as well.
What have you made of Højlund as well? Because I think he had that great run, didn't he? Then he got injured, and he's never really sort of found his form again. Do you think what we made of his?
Yeah, I think Højlund's an interesting one. Like I really like Højlund, but what I noticed with Højlund is sometimes he's trying to wrestle the defender before trapping the ball. And he's almost like man first before the ball, which is something in football like you can never really do. Like you've always got to sort of focus on what am I doing with the ball in this situation. I think he's almost waiting for the contact every time. Something he did a lot at the start of the season. And it's sort of when he actually started scoring goals and he had the confidence, I started seeing that improve, and it sort of crept back in the Bournemouth game. I don't know if people notice what I'm talking about. It sounds like I'm waffling, but it's that part of the game that I felt he struggled with at the start. Once he had the confidence, he's almost wanting to get on the ball when he's scoring goals. And when you're a young player, that tends to happen a lot, because when you're scoring goals, everything else about your game comes together. And Marcus Rashford is a pure example of that. Like last season, he was scoring goals, he was doing his thing. So even though this season it's quite weird, because last season a lot of the rest of his game was a bit jittery, and then like you look at him today and he's got to play, in that role where you got to keep it simplified. And I think Højlund, that's an example. Just keep it simple, focus on getting the ball, trapping the ball, and not focusing on the contact that's going to come. I think that's still something that I'm noticing with his game, and if he can just improve that, then he could really become like a serious number 9. But yeah, I think I'd love him to get a goal today. I think.
Do you think he gets enough service for his position? I know what you mean in terms of he sometimes preempts the defender coming onto him rather than playing his own game and with the ball.
He doesn't, but I think ultimately, it's an all-round issue that we've had from last season. Like I said this earlier in the show, I think the issue that Man United fans had is they were focusing so much on that, the fact that we needed to sign a striker, and there was nothing really highlighting how we actually didn't create constant chances in a certain way last season, regardless of who the 9 was, when it was Ronaldo, Weghorst, Rashford, Martial. We had an issue with that, and I think I've probably rinsed this example so many times, but probably the 2 Leeds games last season, we were pretty poor in the start of that game. Was it 2-0 against Leeds at home, and then we pulled it back to 2-2, and the goal that Rashford scores against them, with Delo crossing the ball over the top, is a similar goal that he scores against Leeds in the away game, but Luke Shaw off the left, same type of header, and you think that's just a moment, that's a chance, but throughout the game, where were the other chances that were being created? And I think then a lot of people were talking about, we need a killer up top, we need a 9. And it's just, no matter who you sign up there, we've now, like I said, you've seen Højlund, you've seen Weghorst, you've seen Rashford, Martial, all these guys.
Yeah.
It's still, what you're missing is there's no constant pattern of chances being created. So, yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but it's like, I was having this conversation with a mate the other day, if United had a clinical striker like Haaland, if you're not feeding him with the ball...
People were trying to compare it to Haaland though, weren't they? But I was so adamant, and I think you're alluding to it a little bit as well, but you put Haaland where Højlund is, and it'd be the exact same problem and the exact same issue, if not potentially even worse, because if there's no service to the striker, strikers can only do so much and create stuff for themselves. Yeah, I get that, but you've got to have people that are willing to pass to them. And I think it was one of the first things Garnacho did today. But there was an opportunity to cross or pass on the overlap to the low, or pass it to somebody else who was in a better position. And Garnacho shot. Rashford can be guilty of doing the same as well.
Yeah.
Bruno is probably the only chance creator, but again, you see Bruno have to come so deep because of the gaps between.
I've not even seen Bruno create like clear-cut chances for Højlund either. I can't remember one chance where I thought Bruno's popped it. But this is where it goes for me. A lot of that can be for the way you're playing football. When Højlund first come into the team, it was like the Brighton game, Arsenal game at home was his debut, and Rashford pulls the ball back to him, if you remember, and I think he tries to almost backheel it in that game. Then the Brighton game, a couple of opportunities, Bayern, he gets the thing, and then after that you start thinking, all right, where's like Bruno in the mix of creating chances? You know that Bruno's game's about creating chances, but why is it not happening in a tactical sense? Like, it's not Bruno not wanting to create a chance for him, it's the spaces and the way we operate as a team, and where Bruno's having to drop all the way deep. And like I said this earlier in the show, what we noticed that Bournemouth game is Bruno sometimes coming so far deep, and it's just a hoof up the pitch, and it's just a hopeful one, and you're not giving the striker much of a chance. And I seen that last season at Wembley against City. And I felt like the whole game we were just banging the ball up to Rashford, and he was just going out a throw, and then you start getting frustrated and you're like, we need to sign a striker. And I'm like, we need to sign a striker, but we need to fix the way we're playing for that striker to do well. Do you know what I mean? I think it's about creating spaces. As a manager, you create spaces for your players to be able to play their best game. And I felt Erik ten Hag really, really struggles with that on the ball. Everything constantly looks, once we get to the edge of the box, it's like there's no ideas, and the players need to find solutions without a doubt, and that's where the best players are at. But having patterns of creativity and allowing the spaces to be there in the tactical sense is definitely something Man United need to improve in.
That's been a problem before Ten Hag as well, though, wouldn't you say, under Solskjaer as well. They're sort of trying to find spaces. Yeah, but there was a lot of like moments that were winning us games. There was hardly ever the sort of, you made reference there to Fernandes trying to, find that sweet pass. If you look at Haaland and De Bruyne as being the pinnacle of that combination, creator and goal scorer, we're so far off in terms of what we're option. Yeah. But is that a managerial thing? And let's talk about how's the manager done today, do you think, Callum?
He's done it. I mean, to be fair, like I say, I think the game's been comfortable, but we should have. I know we were a bit defeatist and nervous before the game, but that was only because of previous games. But we should be controlling this game. We should be doing well in this game. We certainly should be doing better than Coventry and should be winning. So there's not really any complaints from the manager's side. In terms of what we're saying about then, though, it was always a case of instead of fixing how we play or fixing the actual issues at hand and signing the striker after that, We've done that for years. We've signed superstar players and then just try to find where to fit them in because of who they are. That's been an issue for years and years. So it's not something new to us. Hopefully that does start to change.
Yep.
Whether Ineos obviously solve that with a potential new manager or with Ten Hag in the summer, but it's going to be a case of we just need to really concentrate on the second half's about to start, but we need to concentrate on the rest of this game now. Ten Hag's done fine, but you should have kind of expected it. This isn't Ten Hag's test because this is just more than expected.
It's not a test, but it could have equally been a banana skin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I think we've come through in that first half doing exactly what we should have done. But make sure you're pressing that like button. Is 2,500 watching, so start pressing that like button and let us know how you think the second half is going to go. And should Ten Hag make any subs? Ronaldo's back. What are you predicting second half?
I thought we'd win the game 3-1 was my prediction this year. I thought we'd have too much ability and too much quality for Coventry to deal with over the course of the 90-minute game, which looks true. So I don't really feel like there's going to be much adversity, which is weird because I haven't really felt that. We've been screaming out for a more controlled performance. I know that the opposition isn't exactly great, but at least United get the opportunity to actually practice doing that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas usually, no matter who we play, we struggle. But I think today it's been quite a professional performance. It's not been exactly vintage. I think we went a little bit slow and ponderous against a low block after we scored the initial first goal, and we kind of give him a little bit of encouragement. But for the entirety of the game, I thought Fingy's been the best player. The low, I think there's been some decent performances, and we should just try and see out the rest of the game really. Yeah. But I think we should. If we really wanted, we could put the foot on the gas and I think score a couple more goals.
Yeah. Do you want to have a look at that? I'd take a professional, boring game. You know, I'd add this second half if we don't score again, but they control the game. For how performances have been in the past, if we win 2-0, we're off to Wembley again for the final, albeit against City, but I'm not going to worry about any of that for the time.
Do you know what? I get it's against City and they can obviously easily batter us, but do you know what? FA Cup final, Manchester derby at Wembley, anything can happen. And to be fair, obviously City went 1-0 up after 13 seconds last year, but if I'm right in thinking we did equalise, it was just, there was other problems with the team obviously then that led City to win, but it was still, we could have won.
Yeah.
Bruno!
In terms of the FA Cup to the last game of the season, what's the difference? Is it the week after?
I think, from this season to next season?
No, so when's the FA Cup final when's the last game of the season to the FA Cup final?
I think it's the week after, so it's the 25th of May this year.
Right, okay.
And I think the season finishes on the 19th, so I think it's the last domestic game. I know it changes next season.
Changes next season,
which is a whole debate in itself, isn't it? But
last season it was June, wasn't it?
I think it was like the 1st of June.
It was late, wasn't it?
That was that not because of, what year was it last season? 22-23 season, was it? Would that not have been? No, that was probably because of the World Cup, wasn't it?
Got a balloon on the pitch. Yeah. Reminds me of Darren Bent every time I see that.
I'll never not be funny, that, will it?
Have they slightly tweaked their formation?
They must have been told something at half time to maybe go for it a bit more.
They've got nothing to lose now, really, have they? 2-0 down, but they look like they had something in them, but they were just so cagey coming out.
Yeah, they're straight away trying to attack that, but they've clearly been told that. It's like they're now in the position everybody expected, so they probably will just go, well, look, we can go for it now, that nervousness is gone.
100%.
From the Coventry's point of view, you'd have probably expected this from the start.
Yeah.
You know, as much as there's nervousness to play, how often do Coventry go to Wembley nowadays? So it's like, and these players, I know they
it goes one of two ways. They have a rise to the occasion, or they let the occasion kind of get to them a bit, and I think they've let the occasion get to them.
United breaking again here.
Got man over on the side.
Referee, that's
come on.
Oh, wow, it's all over him.
Come wrestling him. I think Rashford not happy there. I think because he's landed on him a bit there. Not sure what got him so wound. No, we got proper vexed there, innit? Rashford. What's he say a little?
He's arrived after his marathon.
Glazer and Jim Ratcliffe together. Interesting.
Just Avram Glazer asking to explain the offside rule there, wasn't it?
He was doing that, so I wondered if he was talking about, like, I don't know, but I don't think they know anything about football, so I don't know if he was talking about how United, you know, like, the thing about us being like that when United play. Do you know what I mean? But
He probably
I doubt he's saying anything tactical. So go on. Well struck that. I don't know about that being a foul.
It's kind of just momentum that. It's all we need him getting injured now. God.
It's just a risk. But it felt like they were both went for a header and the guy got there first, but he wasn't getting on the end of it, so I'm not sure why he's given that foul.
God, he must have been offside.
I think he was their best player in the first half, though. The only one that didn't look nervy. You know, they're right back.
Yeah.
That Van Ewijk, my Dutch isn't the best. It's not existed yet.
Would you start resting players in the league then with an eye towards the final?
Probably not. I don't know, to be honest, because a lot of people use the argument, well, technically Champions League hasn't gone and all that, but
now we still with when you like 7th, 8th, you're still playing for Europe and stuff. So
yeah. The thing is like I was saying, it depending on the situation with Ten Hag and a potential fresh start with Ineos is we've got through there. Play it quick. That's
a great ball to be fair.
I thought he should have played Garnacho there.
Good idea.
Well, the overlap there by Dalot.
Yeah.
Done that all game though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's been good, Dalot, man.
Yeah, going back to that, like with Ineos and a fresh start, with being out of Europe completely help, because it might help the manager implement the new idea. Or I certainly don't want to be in the Conference League either, so because I feel like that'd be more of a hindrance. So it's like, and I think that obviously with the FA Cup, would it be?
We don't want to be chasing silverware that West Ham have won either. I think that's beneath. As bad as we are, that's beneath us. I
feel like, I don't know if it's the wrong way to look at it, but I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like you wouldn't see other teams going into that.
I know.
It'd be one of them. You just want to play the kids.
Yeah.
It wouldn't get you up for it, would it? So.
How are we doing on likes, Ethan?
Go on. Decent build up there.
850. Right, okay, so the rule is Manchester United don't win games unless you lot out there get us to 1,000 likes. That's gospel, like, isn't it, Ronnie?
Yeah, that is absolute gospel.
It's in the book of Stretford Paddock.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously, because the likes started creeping up towards it, that's why we scored the second goal.
Yeah. So it's on you, 150. Get liking.
No likey, no winnie.
It's been a decent game for Onana. Not had to do much, has it?
What's your opinion on Onana?
It's changed, I'll be honest. I was a bit critical at the beginning, I think rightly so.
Naturally, well, I mean, in the league, I criticise him obviously Champions League-wise for obvious reasons, but I was never worried about him in terms of him not long-term being... I still think he's very good. Obviously, it was natural to criticise it. The Champions League performances were very... But when you compare it to Inter Milan last season, he was very good. Yeah. So maybe it was just the United shirt or something like that, I don't know, but...
I think if anyone's... I know we've spoken about loads on this channel on Ten Hag about injuries in the back four. I think if anyone is hampered anyone's progress, it's been his, because of the sort of style he wants to play out from the back.
But I wouldn't... A really good play. I certainly wouldn't worry if Ten Hag was to ever go. I wouldn't worry about the keeper.
No.
I wouldn't want to replace him. I think he's good enough to keep anyway.
Go on. Get round him.
Go on, get it.
Raf.
Nah, he's just not strong enough.
Got to shout for them.
There's a lot of like Sunday League shoulder barges from this.
Yeah.
From the
you got to shout for him.
Did we find out what was happening with Mason Mount?
He's out for a month, I think.
Again?
Yeah. Calf injury, but another muscle injury. That's where it's like... It's... As much as I know it wasn't his fault that United spent the money on him, and I know it's probably not his fault in terms of the injuries, but it does really make you question.
Good defending.
Great defending. Really good defending. It does really make you question why we spent the money we did on him. I suppose looking with hindsight, but And I know it's a wonderful thing, but there was definitely a question mark when we signed him anyway. Yep. And then to then go and spend the money we did, and then him constantly be injured, we could have signed him in a month for free. So it's like it's a really frustrating one. As much as I'm sure he's frustrated as well, but
I don't. Yeah, it's not on the player, but surely it's on the club to do some sort of due diligence in terms of injury, record and stuff. And I think that's going to be done across a lot of players. But I think United, particularly under the Glazers, when they were signing, they didn't back down on any sort of prices.
Play now.
Oof. That's a bad pass though.
Yes.
Right idea, but needed better execution. That.
Yeah, you know what I mean? City will always drop we're not paying over 50 million for that player, unless it's like the likes of Haaland. I just think
it was more the case of he's only got a year. Did we need him that much?
Yeah, well, evidently we didn't give him, like I said, hindsight, but
it's just. But with hindsight, but surely we should know those little things you can know.
Yeah.
Not been quite as controlled in this half.
Yeah, Coventry have definitely had more of a go.
What you'd expect.
Just trying to rain the storm now, though, aren't they?
Go on. Spiro got there first.
That's a bad pass.
A bit of a waste.
That's a stupid pass.
It's just, I'm just glad that when they do get opportunity, they're just not at the quality out there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they said that at half time, they were speaking about, but they've just had such a bad attacking threat, haven't they? Waste again.
There are chances and spaces there for them to run into. They just don't have the ability.
Yeah, they don't have the ability to
capitalise
them. Exploit it.
That's where it comes to lack of quality, though, in comparison to the two teams.
What do you reckon to Forest admin going at VAR for conspiracy theory? You like a conspiracy theory?
I just want to see. how this turns out.
The FA is going to come out now. The FA tweet.
That is
they'll get in trouble for that.
That's a mad tweet. Of course,
they'll get in trouble for that. But ultimately, was the guy on VAR actually a Luton fan? Because straight away, that's ridiculous. VAR is just an utter waste of time anyway. Do you know what? The VAR as technology should work perfectly, but because you've got complete morons utilising said technology, it doesn't work. Like
some people are liking it though because they feel like it's gonna put VAR under a bit of a microscope because they've been some dodgy decisions, man.
And to be fair, it's not the first time Forest have had this either. They've had some bad decisions. I mean, that one yesterday with City's handball was shocking in itself.
I thought I was going to get given when it happened. I thought,
I know, but that's when it makes you question, the integrity of it.
Coventry are getting a lot more of the ball this half.
They had a chance there if they put it back,
That sort of stop there has allowed United to get players back.
No, man, that left back loves a.
Come on, Garnacho.
Go on.
Right, wide, Rashford. Get it in the middle.
You won 3-0. Yes.
Come on, get in.
3-0. Bruno trickled in. Hour gone.
That's it, man.
Comfortable.
That's what I mean. We got the opportunity now. Statement win. Build on this. I think that.
It was a
weird goal, though.
Yeah, I think they'll completely fall to pieces. They look like they're on their way out anyway.
I mean, 3-0, 60 minutes in. This is where you go, right, look, we're in the final now. Just rest the players. We don't want any more frigging injuries. Ahmad can play in the 10. Ericsson can. Anthony can come on.
Oh, he makes the defender, doesn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit of a deflection there. Just they're not. Coventry utilised a couple of opportunities that they did have.
Oh, he's come off the defender. He's gone through his legs. Take them how you get him. Like musical chairs.
So what do you think now? Comfortable. 3-0. Surely through, aren't we?
Through. Give it 10 more minutes. I'll be a bit more confident.
What?
No,
we're not even that. I don't think we're throw away a 3-0 lead.
No, I'm joking. Now we're through. We're good. Buzzing Bruno's got his goal. Can we get 5, 6? When have we even won with like 5 goals under Eric? I feel like we haven't.
No. What did we have against Forest at home that time? Was that 5? Was that 4-2, 4-1? When they went 2-0 up, didn't they, the first?
No, that's 3-2. That
3-2.
Early in the season.
Yeah.
That's 3-2. That would come back. Thought that hit off the right.
Yeah, I thought that hit back off him there. I think he's been the only threat.
Yeah, he's had a good game. And
I keep calling him the right back or whatever, but whatever this guy's name is, don't know him. He's been their only threat. Just get rid.
Yeah, it was never bagging that.
Alex Taylor says, "What's your favourite form of potato?"
Well,
It's a great
we
question.
can't do comments during the game
Why?
because they're ahead, we're behind.
We're not talking potatoes now.
Oh no! But what happens is they'll say goal 1-0, 1-0, we're behind.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only reason.
It's a skill because you know.
I don't load
It's
down.
when you do it. Do you know what I mean? It's you don't scroll all the way down.
Don't scroll
and
all
you
the
pick
way
the
down.
right time.
I
So
sometimes
it doesn't
peek
spoil it.
at it like if it and see the ones that
That's
I
a good
scroll.
question.
Yeah, I leave it like that. and
Yeah,
then see them,
yeah.
Great.
It's not my
question.
first rodeo, Ronaldo.
I was scared then.
You're scared.
They proper give it as soon as because I've
They
been
go
on
off.
WatchAlong's one before when I've had it and then I forgot to scroll down and I knew a goal was coming like a minute out.
You have
before
to maintain all the.
Yeah. Oh shit. Go on. Nutmegs.
Ooh.
Double meg.
Oh, I just passed that on.
Oh.
What do you make of Wan-Bissaka on the left?
I'm not sure about it.
It's
Not
a
a fan.
weird one, isn't it?
He's done his job, innit? It's not
Yeah,
really
yeah,
him,
yeah,
it's just more like going forward. It just doesn't look natural.
What does it mean for when Luke Shaw comes back? Those who think Wan-Bissaka is a sort of
Nah. I think Luke Shaw. I think Delors obviously he's probably been my personal player of the season probably. I'd keep Delors right back and then
That's what I mean. So if Luke Shaw
Oh,
comes
yeah.
back, Wan-Bissaka's days might
Yeah.
might be a player. That,
yeah.
oh, great move!
Oh my days,
Maguire
almost a
gets the
brace from
second.
Maguire.
there.
Another good move though from United there for that attack. Create some.
I'm
nice-
liking these headers over the back though, back across the box.
Yeah.
dangerous
on the
ball
back.
back.
That's,
across.
Garnacho's got to do better with that.
Yeah, Garnacho kind of scuffs the first effort.
We're getting the chances, so it's good to see. We've actually created quite a few chances this game. Just hope we could replicate this in the league. But unfortunately, you don't play 8th team in the championship every week. Coventry made quite a few switches there. Can't tell you who's on and who's off. That was a good question earlier, to be fair.
What's your favourite?
Yeah.
What is your favourite
It's made
potato?
me think. It's really made me think that.
Baked.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what other potato? Chips.
Baked potato?
Yeah.
That could be dead distance or possible.
Or roast. It's a Sunday.
Really?
You know, I make banging roast potatoes though.
Mine's more. I like roast potatoes, but mine's more of a, like proper like thick chips.
Right. Okay.
Properly done. Yeah. You know what? Nando's chips when they're proper done, slap. That's probably my favourite form of potato.
Go on, they've made quite a few changes now on it, Coventry. It's mad though. Have they taken the right back off? Mad. Oh, he's still on. I was gonna say.
That question's got me hungry. That.
Yeah, probably fucking get a Fino Peter after this. Nandolian.
I went to the worst Nando's the other day, lads. I shouldn't like. Should I say which place it is? Well, I think they were
Why was it
really
bad?
understaffed. They were
Right,
really
okay.
understaffed that night, so I felt a bit sorry for them. Waited for my order for like 40 minutes, and the chips were so clearly overdone. And I've just told you how much I love my chips.
Did you send them back?
Nah, it was one of them. We waited so long. I don't like the whole sending food back thing, but I've done it once before because the chicken wasn't right.
Sack that, man. If I'm waiting 40 minutes for food and it comes out bad.
But bro, I was looking over it. I was like, yo, this is long. And they sent out like starters as an apology, and I ended up getting full off them, so I didn't enjoy my food. But yeah.
Oof. Go on. Clear it.
Nando's Parswood. There it is. I just remembered how much it pissed me off.
Do you mind sending food back?
Put the ball in.
I will send food back.
Yeah.
I don't care. Me.
I'm paying for it. I'll send food back.
I'll do that.
That was so late in the night, and I wanted to just go, so I just ate the chicken. And I couldn't even finish them chips.
Anthony's coming on
For Garnacho. Garnacho's last involvement there.
Garnacho a bit of rest, innit?
Did you read much into the sort of him liking tweets and apologising? Did you ever think that it was going to lead down the situation with like a Sancho?
He's not happy. No, wasn't a fan of, to be fair, that whole situation, just because it's not just the manager, it's the players as well, and it's like, stayed on and like overpaid, not staying on. So I think when he got that energy,
he looks proper.
Yeah, he looked proper pissed off coming off there.
Proper pissed off then.
This half flew by though, innit? 20 minutes already. Only 25 left. 3-0. It's been fairly comfortable, man. Because we've not even had to be amazing. Fairly controlled.
Hope we get a couple more here.
They've been better than Newcastle were in the semis though last season.
Not semis, final even worse.
Was it the final or Carabao Cup? Yeah, final.
At least they decided to turn up. The best thing about that Newcastle game is just how much their fans.
So wait. Anyway, so like, I know there's 25 minutes left, but you going Wembley
in the final?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. Depends.
Do you find it interesting that the semi-finals are held at Wembley as well, or
I think it kills the vibes.
I think it's a joke, man.
I think it's dead.
It is a bit weird, isn't it?
I look at back in the day the stuff that I missed, like watching it back, like Villa Park and that. And
I was there, Villa Park, for Giggs' goal. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Going to them grounds as a neutral and having like fans from the other side of the country, it was great. And Hillsborough used to have them and stuff.
Did he do it because it's definitely financial?
Oh, mate, yeah, it's because it cost because Wembley cost a fortune to build in England. Well, when they were building it, was like it was every year it was going up. It was more and more and more and more. They're trying to recoup the losses.
Because I thought
this makes it more of a special.
Because I didn't know, they probably thought, you could just have a draw and whoever gets home. But they probably think, is that like there's a certain team benefit? But I think the final only really should be Wembley, innit?
Yeah, it dilutes. It dilutes the importance of it, you know.
Did it used to be 2 legs? Ever?
No, it's a replay. Oof. So like the Villa Park when Giggs scored was a replay game.
Oh, was it replay? Where was the first leg? Was that?
It was at Villa Park, but it was that midweek. So I had tickets. I had tickets to the first one, but couldn't go. And then on the I think it was a Wednesday night, my dad phoned me and said, "You're gonna have to wag work. I've got tickets for." I said to went to my boss. My boss is a City fan. He goes, "Nah, you're not leaving." I said, "I'll quit my job." No. So it was like we had a good relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I ended up going. But yeah, I ended up on the pitch at the end of the game. You had all the Arsenal fans charging one side and all United fans at the other. Yeah. And stewards along the middle. But I was screaming at Giggs because I was the other end, just in the back of Giggs like, pass the ball, pass. Fuck! Madness, man.
Yeah.
That was a mad goal to watch live. That.
Would you not like to see some subs come on in terms of some of the youths?
Yeah.
Getting a little, obviously 3-0 up. If there's like 15 minutes left, you want to see.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It doesn't make well.
It is nice, isn't it? If you can.
Onana's not had a shot to save in 70 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't think making 1 or 2 substitutions to give them some time or experience at Wembley is a bad thing.
Yeah, I think as we're closing off the game, I'd probably go. I'd love to see Harry Amos for a couple of minutes. I really like the look of him. But yeah, if we're 3-0 up and you've got 5-10 minutes to go, it's not a huge risk, is it, to to give some minutes there.
A lot of people are still asking for why is Rashford still on the pitch?
I think people are overdoing it, man. They are. It's like I said the other week, man. I think we're at that Paul Pogba stage of it where it just becomes like, and even Maguire last season, where it just becomes like the go-to thing every week.
He's like the poster boy for United being not being good.
But the thing
his
is,
performances are under more of a microscope. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's another game where he's not exactly pulled up trees.
Yeah,
but
he's not madness.
But I mean,
who are you bringing on? Ahmad, and put Ahmad on the left.
Is there any argument to say that with the sign of Højlund, now earlier in the season I thought they linked up well, might have impacted Rashford's game? Because obviously you see
because there's a lot of stuff he gets criticised for that are just him only.
Yeah. I mean? No, but I mean positional, because obviously everything was going through Rashford last season and now we're sort of looking towards Højlund.
The thing is, Højlund was not been looking to
that's true.
Højlund was brought in to be the main outlet, and he's not done it. Whereas last season, Rashford was the outlet. Finished from
3-1.
Sims, 3-1.
Wow.
Coventry scored.
United have just died. Literally, just like.
If the game ends like this, then my prediction was perfect.
What was yours? 3-1.
I said McTominay goal 3-1.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Well, now I wouldn't be bringing any young players.
McTominay has done his performance special though, where he scored, but other than that, you don't know. You don't know he's played. That O'Shea's been decent as well for them, the number 10.
The low points to Casemiro to pick him up. Look, you could see it, you know.
How is he so unmarked though?
The low, you could so before the cross comes in,
off his shin as well.
Good finish.
Off that angle, you see the low point at Casemiro to pick him up, and the low goes to the other guy, which I don't know if that's a smart idea. You probably pick him up because you're the closest man there, and there's the danger. Them Coventry fans will just be happy they score.
Yeah, so you've seen that team score at Wembley. Yeah.
If you're Coventry now, you'd rather lose 4-5-1 than they're probably just going to start throwing anyone forward now. I think if we show enough quality, we can catch them out again on the break.
Ericsson. That's probably a smart sub.
Decent sub.
Who's that for?
Cobby Mania, I think.
I'd like to see Ahmad come on for Rashford. Or, I'm not even going to lie to you. Nah, not Højlund. Højlund can maybe nick a goal at the end.
Højlund needs to give me something as well, man.
I don't know if it's just me, but there is I know we've still got 2 goals advantage. A little bit of fear.
I feel like that consolation goal from them has come a little bit too early, you know. Like
there's
I don't know, man.
20 minutes.
I feel like another random goal.
Just one, yeah.
I was so scared that Casemiro was going to jump in 2-footed there. Was you? Just get like a red, and then it's all hands to the deck. Then go on.
Like set on my nerves now.
I thought it was too. I didn't see the other guy. I thought it was.
Yeah, he just rushed that. To be fair, Bruno's never going to catch that ball.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of an injection of pace now from Coventry after that.
To be fair though, there could be opportunities there even more now because they have belief that they could nick something. So could be back to one of them, get more space.
Is that a super chat? The blue ones. Paid for it. Can we see 20 minutes of Ethan, please?
Sign up to his OnlyFans and then you can see as much as you want. What's your OnlyFans, Ethan?
Horny Jordan.
Is it Sloppy Joe's Uncensored?
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know why Delo's trying to touch the ball there that way. Coventry starting to actually play their game once they got the goal. You could tell, like a bit more confident.
Well anticipated.
But Man United could do something. Just release the ball. Anthony's in here.
Højlund, Rashford.
Play someone in.
Wrong type. He made the wrong run though. Rashford
Yeah,
should be
going wide.
Knees off here.
Running into problems.
Need to be confident there, bro.
Yeah, it was a bit no conviction. Good cross though. Not a bad dig out.
Be good if Højlund gets a goal this game, man.
That's what I want. I want a Højlund goal.
But there, once he touches the ball, you know that if he's not overthinking and he's not missed a chance early, he just shoots. He should be constantly confident throughout, no matter what. That's his issue as well, man. Just got the ball in a good space, out your feet, and just bang, you got a good shot. Like, I don't understand him. You talk about like Garnacho like being relentless. That's like another thing. Like, play on.
Come on.
That wasn't even a foul.
Why do United?
Backwards
That's
again,
poor,
man.
so poor though. There, like
That looked a bit stiff.
just dead.
That pass sloppy.
Wow.
Right, find him feet.
All right,
I know, but just keep it. I
Come
don't
on,
mind
let's
it.
keep the ball.
I know we said about the ponders thing, but I don't mind us actually just killing the game a little bit. I think they had a bit of an injection of pace.
A lot of passes,
It
man.
does feel like we're just killing the game off,
Yeah.
trying to kill off the game. It's just about doing it in the right manner, and sometimes you find yourself just doing it for the sake, passing for the sake of passing and getting caught.
You do wonder if this has come from Ten Hag, like, either in training, because in the past, I don't think we'd have been this controlled. I don't think I've ever seen us sort of passing the ball around. So
15 minutes to go. How do we manage the game from now?
Right, building up further up the pitch. Anthony on the left.
Can you
there.
play him?
Just play Bruno there.
I didn't mind the idea. The execution was
I don't even know what that execution was.
Bobby Bommins.
I would have just gone to Bruno there, and then you got a 2v2 with him and Rashford on the left. Quiet does well to cover.
well done,
played.
Harry.
Go now. Right, so I've just taken the sting out of the game now.
Yeah.
Them bad
Hey.
touches will
Hey,
happen.
well,
and
nice.
now
Go football. Go on.
Eriksen to Rashford.
I think he's offside there.
Ah.
Yeah, looked
Nearly.
It's a nice move, though.
Good move,
Touch
though.
football.
Bruno does well. Play on. Oh, come on.
That's
man.
not foul.
Oh.
Why don't you think we see much of Ahmad? I would have thought post the Liverpool game and all that.
I think
I don't know. I think Ten Hag. I think Ahmad must have called him bald one time. I don't know.
He just doesn't like him.
Stated the obvious.
Like, just doesn't not like him.
Maybe
Doesn't rate
he
him.
said it in a derogatory manner.
Right, okay.
Why?
Do you rate him?
Why are you bald? I can't. I rate.
Do you rate?
I actually rate him.
I rate Ahmad. Yeah.
The thing that I find that's very upsetting with the Ahmad situation is then people say the typical thing of, yeah, he must not be doing it in training. But for me, what was good about his performance against Liverpool, like obviously the obvious thing is him scoring the goal, but he come on winning the ball in midfield, like
Yeah.
even for was it McTominay or it was Rashford's goal, wins it, then gives it to McTominay, and then we score off that. And like he was showing like, yeah, it's not the physical thing really, is it? And I think what I like as well is he's progressive, but he also takes care of the ball.
Yeah.
And I think our wide players in general don't do that very well. So I think he deserves more of a chance. Now I'm not saying he's gonna definitely like be that guy, but he's earned himself a chance, and I don't think he's seen it enough. So
Yeah, it certainly deserves. I think maybe if we are going to get, well, looks like we're going to get to the final, then maybe we are going to rest some players in the league. It'd be nice to give them an opportunity then. Oof, don't you?
Oh my God!
don't, I ain't got time for this, man. Can't be a Saturday.
No, not even Ten Hag's Manchester United can do
Nah,
this. No,
they can. Trust me, they can.
exactly.
We would actually do that. We would actually do that.
From Anthony not fucking passing it.
Yeah. What's Anthony doing there on the right?
And shooting and blocking as usual.
State of it. At this stage, it's just embarrassing, even if we win like this, innit? That's the worst part.
Oh,
What were we saying?
That is a horrible. Oh, that's a horrible goal.
No fucking way, man. Just that slice of luck in it.
Oh my days.
He's still lucky as fuck.
it's
though,
lucky.
That's a horrible deflection. That.
Could Onana have done better? It's a wicked deflection.
There's no way. That's a horrible deflection, man. Look at how that ball's swinging.
Yeah.
That's. I think the
It's
Anthony
just-
decision, but
The low overlapping in there, and then Anthony chooses to shoot.
Yeah. Callum's made a good point there off camera about, Anthony there. Just Delo's making the run. Find him. What is that?
What?
We've gone back to this with
Casemiro always
This is
Casemiro always does a pass like that after something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Almost
yeah.
like if we
It's become
consider
trademark with him, man.
his next pass after United have like conceded or something.
These lot have got us
Oh,
pinged back.
shit.
This is so embarrassing, lads. Oh my God, you know what's coming here, innit?
If we concede 3 goals
If this comes 3-all, that's been 3-0 up against Coventry.
to Coventry, they
I
deserve
think
to go
just
to the final,
genuinely
man.
delete the football club. Like, just erase it from history. This football club does not exist.
We just wanted normality.
Can we
Just a professional.
and you
just
knew
a
you wouldn't get it.
Just I don't. But that's what
Deep
I'm saying.
down.
When it's 3-1, I said I'm still feeling nervous, man.
deep down, you just knew.
It's never boring, There's always that. All the Coventry fans are crying.
He's
and
on the verge of
Momentum's
tears,
on
him.
with
I said, look at
Coventry
the
now.
shirt he's got, and he got like a Coventry shirt on from 80s. I rate that. It looks like a proper fan.
Yeah.
Not many of them. Looks like he's on the verge of tears.
Mate, they'll take that all day then. Even if
Do you
they
think
lose.
Do you think a lot of the fans in like
We look so dead.
Champ
bro.
League One, some of them are a bit more hardcore, or is it just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
because almost they have to be?
Well, because
there's
they don't win trophies as
Oh,
much,
but
do they?
nothing, yeah.
So it becomes like being part of their
Right,
tribe of
smart,
fans. Oof.
Well played, Ireland now, getting around the man.
I think that's what the type of foul what they said they're gonna bring in. They wanted to bring in blue cards for
Yeah.
because that's a yellow in it, but
Yeah.
it's a bit when it's in between like a bit of a yellow and. Because he's not making the attempt for a ball, it's just a rugby tackle. That's not a football move. Do you know what I mean? So like they're gonna, like
and then in that position as well, you're like what in a 2v1.
yeah, they'll start giving
2v3.
they'll start giving thingy for that. Do you know what I mean? Jim Ratcliffe don't look happy. Did he tell you the goal was coming?
No, I didn't see anything.
Maguire back post.
Come on, just like settle a load of people's nerves.
Go on.
Oh, I like them crosses, man. Little bounce.
That was a.
United.
He is
and,
saved.
they just
He
dead
saved.
as well.
He
Yeah,
saved
that was-
a nailed on goal then.
Corner for Manchester United. There's about 10 minutes left.
We're so unserious. No, they've got the momentum now.
Oh.
Just look at.
There's just going to be one bad, reckless challenge.
I know. You know what's coming. You know we're conceding. We're 100%
Fuck.
conceding. This is
Canal,
gonna be.
man.
This is gonna be a very dark day.
That's
in Man United's
Jada
history.
Silva. That's come on for Coventry. Jada Silva was one of the best players that ever played against that academy football when he played for Chelsea as a left back. He was insane, unbelievable player. I don't know if he's translated quite like that to this level, but
It's mad how that happens in football.
he was unbelievable.
Like you'll see guys at that
He's-
level that are just
he's about
clearing it.
5'5" though, and at that time, do you know what I mean? I think he didn't really.
And take it again.
Lads, I swear, you just know what's coming here, and I can't get on with it. I really can't. This football club is just going to be the end of me.
For extra time penalties, if it
We're losing. If they bring this back now, which I have a feeling they will, we're losing.
No, please, I'm not.
Momentum's on this. It's going to be the darkest day in Man United's history. I don't think it gets darker than bottling a 3-0 lead to Coventry at home. Nah, it doesn't get darker than that. I think they sack the gaffer on the spot and sell all the players on the spot.
He's
Play
in
the
the
academy
stand,
until the end of the season.
Get down into the changing rooms at full time.
Bring back Sir Alex and play the academy until the end of the season, if that happens. Wow.
See, I knew it. This guy had this throw from the start, like Rory Delap.
He's been waiting to unlock it, innit?
Jesus.
Oh my days, that's horrible. Come on, man. Why have we stopped playing it?
Oh my God.
What? Was that a save or?
What a
What a
save
save.
from Onana.
What a
Wow.
fucking... You're just talking about the save.
What an
What a
effort.
fucking effort. Jesus Christ.
He caught that, didn't he?
Why have
He
we
caught
stopped
that.
playing it? Like, it's got guys with
Whoa,
That he
mate, that was so
caught that.
fast.
Full as well. Full volley.
That was so fast.
Bro, he was about 3 inches away from being in Coventry folklore for that. Jesus Christ. 'Cause it's central, comfortable.
Yeah.
Either
Anywhere
side.
else, either side of him, it's in that, innit?
They're coming
Jeez.
back at us. Yeah, this isn't over, this. This is horrible.
Callum, I know you're dying to come back on because...
Mate, honestly, I might go all instead.
I might start crying from now because I know what's happening.
Yeah. Put you in the timeout corner to calm down, man. That's why I said I'm not sure why he stopped. Why he did that throw after 2 minutes and he didn't do the throw again.
But look what that causes, to be fair. But look what that causes, though.
I think we don't look as like compact since the subs. I don't know. Good turn. It's a decent play that from McTominay. Step in, make the right decision.
Make the right decision.
I don't mind it. I think we need. I
We
think
need
if we've got enough quality where we
six,
just
yeah.
pick it up, score again.
Just keep the ball, don't give him anything.
So what do you make of Ericsson and Anthony subs? Were we okay with those? Or are we going to speak about how silly they were?
I would have loved to seen how Cobby and Ericsson would both be when you got two guys trying to actually just control the tempo.
I think it was more,
Off the ball, Ericsson's never been good at that though.
Yeah.
And Anthony was...
Especially, and I think what's not going to help Ericsson as well is he's never been good on the ball. He's never been that mobile. But when you barely ever play, you know what I mean? You're a bit. It's even worse for you, Callum. So like, you don't play ever for a few games, and then you just get thrown in.
Yeah,
You're going to be a bit off the pace even more. Do you know what I mean?
All this space.
Come on, man. How we made this competitive is disastrous, genuinely.
He's been 3-0 up to Coventry and potentially losing it, a sackable offence.
It's not just I think you and the whole football club.
Because I'm sorry, 3-0
Pack
up,
it in. We're all
and
moving
we've
to
now
FC
made this
United.
game a competitive game is a disgrace, to be honest.
So good, Jada Silva, you know.
They
I
subbed him
forgot how
on,
good
right?
he was. He's so good.
That's going to cause us issues down the left if that's how he's...
Do you know what I mean? Oh. Yeah, go on.
Go on now.
These are the sprints that our players have to do, innit?
Oh,
It's a
The
foul.
out ref.
Hey,
give him back.
I'm back.
I think-
I'm back.
Go on!
That's a great ball. Oh,
What are you doing,
how many
Jude?
touches
She can't
you
just
need in the
dancing
box?
around the
Hoyland,
ball.
man. Fernandez did really well there.
Brilliant. That's
You
the
know.
chance that look we're talking about.
Looked a bit indecisive.
Don't.
You know
Yes,
what?
Anana.
Yellow now.
Yes.
No,
That'll do.
Don't mind
No,
it.
I don't mind
fine.
that.
we needed him on that because I'm not gonna lie to you. Casemiro looked like he was running in quicksand. then.
What the hell was Hoyland doing then?
He just touched it. Just
He looked
shoot.
so. I think he was surprised at the amount of time that he had, but that's just spatial
Nah,
awareness.
you just once you'd got that
Fucking hell, what a
feet, shoot,
pick
man.
out. All right, here comes Roy.
That was literally the chance we talk about that Bruno. We want Bruno to give, and he's given it spot on with a weight of pass.
Oh, come on.
Oh, again.
I hate this football club so much. I'm done. I am done supporting this team. It's not good for my health.
Got blocked by their own player.
Joe was going on target, that was all.
think he didn't have
Just
enough. I don't think
everything.
he had enough power on it to beat Anand.
How have we let this happen? Just scrap everything. The manager, everything. The players.
Do you think that Manchester City are going to be worried?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think
I
they'd be
think so.
worried that they're not going to break their all-time goal-scoring record.
You think that's what it? Maybe we're trying to like just pretend we're really bad, just to lull them into a false sense of security. Let's
What, just all season?
Yeah, all season towards that one game.
Just for that one, I think.
Yeah.
To get them back for last season.
This really is
It's
poor.
a good shout because
3-0 up against Coventry in the league below. We've got. It's really poor. This.
It's mad how like our players are
See how many
nervous.
times had he done now? 90 minutes.
Oh no, that is not the time and place to do that at all. Why are you trying to zing a ball in the middle at that time?
6
He's
minutes.
lucky you've not seen
6
it.
minutes. Fuck me.
To be fair, there's a lot of. How many goals is that in that half?
3.
Just kill it off, man.
Still seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, 6 seems a lot. It's a good tackle. That just get up.
Fucking hell, Wan-Bissaka. Oh,
Back
shit.
post here, back post.
Oh my god.
Jesus, man.
Wan-Bissaka looks like he's treading water, man. He looks tired. Don't know, man. Coventry flicked a switch after the subs.
That's what a goal does for you as well, even after.
Rashford is down.
I'm not sure how he got
Yeah.
hurt.
Clean
I don't
tackle.
quite understand
Just
what's
fell on
wrong
his
with
ankle.
it.
Clean tackle. He barely made contact with him either.
It's probably how it
What?
fell on his.
I'm not sure what's
don't
hurt.
understand
What's
what's
hurt.
wrong with him
Anyway, break down the right. Wan-Bissaka looks tired. The low defending well, being switched on.
Just not been a good performance this last half an hour at all. Talk about stating the obvious, but got to be doing better here.
Oh, fucking squeaky bum time, man. Yeah, I knew
Just stinks of it.
he looked too deep for a throw. Good header.
Oh, well played.
Oh my god.
Handball.
What happened?
Oh my fucking god!
No, they haven't.
What is Wan-Bissaka doing? What is he doing?
What on earth?
Oh my god, his handball.
How was that?
Told you.
How was that
Is that
given?
red?
But that one wasn't yesterday.
I don't think it was
No, it's
intentional.
How was that one given? But that
To
one
be
wasn't
fair.
yesterday.
It's the same as
It's a
his.
penalty,
His
but I
arms
don't.
down,
It's a penalty.
It's a
but
penalty.
You know what
I
I
agree
mean?
with you, bro.
Consistency.
I agree
Why
with
is
you.
that one given? Yesterday's wasn't.
Well, fucking someone get the Forest account person for us.
He's
Yeah,
he's
man.
not moved his hand though, that's the thing, but you gotta give it. He's gonna give it, but you watch yesterday was so much worse. He's got miles to see it as well.
Yet again, Manchester United look like they're going to concede a penalty in injury time. This time against one of the opponents that they were 3-0 up against. It's
This is embarrassing. This.
Pathetic, embarrassing.
Man, Anana's gonna save it.
Even still, and fingers crossed he does. We shouldn't be in this position, man. Holding on.
I don't even want to open my phone. The meltdowns.
I
man.
know, but I've just logged.
Everyone's on Twitter just going mad how yesterday's wasn't given, but that one was.
Oh fuck
You
me,
must be
man.
pretty nervy there, man.
They've got the fingers, everything's on their side. I said it once he scored that second, the momentum and everything.
second.
Oh no.
He'll put it away. This. Everything, because you're the team that's chasing the game, so everything from the penalty to everything is just confidence. Told you, bro. It's just confidence. Everything they do now is confidence. Us, we're on the back foot. It's embarrassing.
And honest to God, they look like
they
look like.
I told you, it's going to be a dark day.
You know what? And we can whinge about it, that they've played well to get themselves back into the game, where we've allowed it. But this is a new low, it feels like, under Ten Hag and Manchester United. How the hell you go 3-0 up against Coventry City at Wembley in a semi-final to then lose that lead? Again, in injury time, making mistakes in the box.
Fucking shite. Fucking cunts, man. What the oh, bro. Fucking embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassment after embarrassment after embarrassment. I'm fucking sick of it, man. So sorry, kiddo, man.
We don't even know what we're gonna do.
Do you know what? I'm honestly, I'm lost for words.
Look at the state of that touch. What are you doing, Hoyland? Honestly, just give them the goal now, because we know what's coming. Man United Football Club. Wow. You seem to amaze me every time. It's actually laughable.
You can't keep your job after this, even if we go
Get
through.
the gaffer, bro. Everyone, just the whole club,
All of them.
owners, the players.
Just keep Caff on reception, that's it.
Shout.
He might not even go to penalties.
No,
Right
it
at the
won't.
time.
It won't
No
go to
way.
hands.
You are fucking kidding me.
Isn't that guy booked? Or am I booking out? He's just.
I think the manager might be sacked. I really think he might be after that. You can't go 3-0 up and
That
that.
Rashford going off.
He's on.
Doing Saka limp as well.
Sack him.
Ahmad finally on.
Ahmad winner again for 4-3. Extra time. I wish Highland had just shot rather than danced on the ball. Would have been nice.
He didn't need to do that pirouette. What was all that about?
I don't know what he was like almost turning to get it on his favoured foot. You got it out.
Oh, no way.
I swear Onana saved us a couple of times now. Like, just he's the only one that's not embarrassing us in this, like, the last 20 minutes or so, whatever it is. Why have you gone to Bruno there? The ball's not on. Don't know what McTominay is. Honestly, save us.
But we need full time.
We need to lose. That's what we need. Cause
Do you realise what you just
No, we
said?
don't. No, we don't.
Against
No.
Coventry.
We don't need to lose.
We need full
Deserve to
time.
lose. Don't even deserve supporting these. That's what I'm saying. It's reached that level where it's like they don't even deserve supporting. Manager, players, everything don't deserve supporting.
Right, it's 98 minutes and we've had 6 minutes of there's only 6 minutes of injury time.
It's very
They're
embarrassing.
trying to play till we lose, really.
Extra time favours us. Probably.
Wide. Go on,
Look
Ahmad.
at
Go on,
man.
Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Pull it to Ahmad.
Ericsson's there.
Get it in!
Oh my days.
Ericsson was there.
Took
I don't
too
know why
long getting
Bruno
that ball
took it
across the
wide.
box.
Still going.
Yeah.
I can't understand how that was
It was
a
a
handball,
long-
but yesterday's wasn't.
The thing is, they're both pens. Only one
No,
was
they
given.
both are. But
Only
again,
one was given.
Again,
because
only one was fucking given.
Ahmad just there being positive. Like I said, going forward, but actually being good with the ball.
Man.
Why is he crawling towards it?
That was
Brother.
heavy as fuck.
But just that standard from Ahmad, just turn positive, But, oh my God. So close. This guy smiling, state of him. He hasn't got a clue what's going on, does he? Avram Glazer. He doesn't have a clue what's even happening. No, don't do that.
Just play it safe.
Just not there. Oh my God, that's not safe.
That's it.
Pack the football club.
Extra time.
Wow, I'm.
That's final whistle on normal time.
I want to actually just see.
Oh, fucking hell.
Manchester United somehow
United have
dropped
somehow...
a 3-0 lead.
Somehow shut the bed. 3-0 up. Cruising. And we somehow ended the game 3-0.
Should we be even surprised though? Like
No,
really now, the way that everything's gone this season, should we be anywhere near surprised at that? Is this a new low?
I don't know, man. Scotty. It's a new low, and we may go on to win this, but it's just another one of those victories where it's like, we can't just ever like have a game of football where we just comfortably play well from start to finish and we've got nothing negative to say. Every single victory that we have or any result that we have seems to have some sort of negative asterisk on it. It's becoming so draining, do you know what I mean? And it's hard to not mentally check out with this team right now. I swear to God.
Abdullah?
Mate, I'm done with it. Genuinely, I said it though. It could be one of the darkest days in this club's history, or the darkest. In results. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Callum, give us some positivity.
It's horrible.
Oh, leave me alone.
Cheers.
God. The thing is, it's like I said, you're just not surprised. Eric Ten Hag's Man United capable of
I am,
anything.
because as shit as we've been this year, 3-0 up against Coventry, that's unforgivable. That's a disgrace. Really, really poor, that. Like, I just don't understand how you can just break down that badly. When did Coventry score? Was it 61st minute or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
So, for 61 minutes a game, we're 3-0 up, and we break down like that, 3-3 against a team that are 8th in the Championship, that aren't even going to get the playoffs. I don't understand his subs. I don't understand why he brought Anthony on, and I don't understand why he brought Eriksen on, someone who literally can't control the game off the ball, because he just gets bypassed all the time. The second goal was basically because Anthony ran forward, cut in and shot instead of overlapping to Delo. Subs again, in-game management from Ten Hag, not good enough.
Are you concerned that we won't be able to do anything in extra time?
I don't really
Is
know.
momentum with Luton now?
Oh, yeah, with Luton.
Luton, sorry, I'm thinking about the Nottingham Forest fucking.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
With Coventry.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think they've got the momentum now for sure, but I don't know. I said it from 3-2. You knew where it was going.
Yeah.
Like once that second goals, like 3-1, you're like, you'll be all right. And we start sort of settling on the ball a bit, but at 3-2, you know where the game's heading. And that's the embarrassing part of it, because momentum's such a big thing in football.
Yeah,
and especially against a side that's as, that's as weak as Man United right now.
Right.
So, basically, all the sentiments in the comments that you see, it's just a lot of negativity towards Rashford, a lot of Ten Hag criticism. Basically, everyone just saying embarrassing. Like we're all struggling here with stuff to say anymore on what we're seeing. It's just torture after torture every game. Ten Hag managing himself out of a job. DKK says, how many pens has Aaron Wan-Bissaka given now? We loaned Fernandes, not that Manu sub. Man United couldn't manage a 7-11. Yeah.
Where does responsibility go? You know, of all the leads that we've thrown away this season, I get into so much like shit and trolls on Twitter when I say like, well, surely the manager should be speaking to his players when it happens the first or second time we throw a lead away, right? But if it's happening week in, week out, where's the responsibility on?
Do you know what?
Everyone.
It's
a collective, yeah?
It's a collective thing,
it's
man.
collective.
There's been a lot of this manager v players type of where there's the criticism lie, but I've been saying it lies somewhere in the middle or in between. There's a spectrum. It might be favoured towards one way and the other, but it's just a combination of a lot of wrong things. It's just been a calamity, really. And Callum, can I ask you off to throw me my do-rag, please? Because United don't even deserve my trim on this. Cover.
So I
mean, yeah, you can come on. What am I don't know, man. It's still extra time, and you'd think United still have more than enough quality to win. But I'm not gonna lie to you. When it was getting to full time, it looked like United were the ones
I don't want to hear it. Just anger me even more.
Ten Hag looks a bit defeated there as well. And then
I'm not surprised.
His comments before the game were defeated or whatever, the noise around him, like, the 18 months thing and this and that, like, it sounds like a manager that knows he's done, and it's a performance that looks like the manager's done.
I think when you just put it down to shape on paper of being 3-0 up and it becoming 3-all against a team in the division below, it just stinks, doesn't it? And the players on the pitch have got to take responsibility there, but
yeah,
I'm afraid the in-game management,
it's kicked off. But before I'll read some of the super chats quickly before we kick off. You've got Ten Hag probably needs Rohan Rastamini says Ten Hag probably needs prime Messi and Ronaldo to win against Coventry. He needs to take the blame as well as players. Burnside is back, says there's no reason to delay this. Give the manager his pink slip. You might even get a transfer to replace him with interim. Can't get worse. Because I still think we probably should get through. But taking out only Diamino off Eriksen, keep Rashford on, then Rashford was a bigger threat and I needs to go. Players have no courage. I would have to agree. And Not a Bad Cow says, Erik Ten Hag can be blamed for a lot, but no one mentioned about our defence. Everyone forgets how unbalanced we are. No other team is. You say that, but I think defensively, I don't know, it was a very poor end to the game, but Casemiro and Maguire have been fairly okay for the majority of the game, to be fair. I think all their attacking threats started going down around Aaron Wan-Bissaka's side when he tired, and he wasn't getting much defensive help as well, to be fair, support-wise. Obviously, that isn't Rashford's forte. So, but as I said, it looks like Coventry have the bit between the teeth. Jeez, so I don't know, but what score predictions for you lads? Because let me just put this D-rag on, cover up this trim on here. Cause
score prediction 4-3 to someone.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go penalties.
Yeah, there's still goals.
Yeah, I think there'll be a winner. It wouldn't. To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if you still win this, but
it's now become a point of half an hour ago we were saying the game's done, all that. It now becomes a point of how we've won this. It's really poor. Like, we might still win, it might go 4-3 or through penalties or whatever, but it's really poor the way it's concluded. It's kind of sucked the joy out of it a little bit for me.
Yeah. Ethan, I don't know, you're enjoying this, man, innit? I see what you're doing. Ethan's enjoying it, so he keeps putting the camera on me when I'm speaking to see my facial expressions. You are enjoying it, bro.
Oh my god.
Right. Don't know, man. They look a bit more dangerous as well, but
oh my god,
come on.
It's mad though. As soon as they've gone from the low block to being a bit more open.
What is that?
What the hell?
How's everyone just watching?
Ball bounce. Okay, now letting this guy in here run the show as well.
I would love to play against Man United's midfield, me. If I'm a player, bro, I just want to be playing against Man United's midfield. It's just so wide open. Like, there's just so much time to turn, to do anything.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with Wan-Bissaka today, by the way? How many penalties is he giving away as well? I don't blame him for that because that's just unfortunate, but I feel like that is so poor.
That is what we
The
call.
rate of pass is so
That is what we
shocking,
call
man.
hospital pass, by the way. Great composure.
Come on.
Go on. Ahmad.
Go on, play Ahmad. Play him.
Play him in.
Play
Play him in.
Oh my God.
A little bit too late. No, he ain't gonna get half a yard, aren't you?
Go!
Oh, Jesus.
What a shot.
What a shot though. What an effort. Fucking unlucky there, dude.
And you know what that means. When
Oh,
those
here
don't
we
go in,
This is just going to be chaos ball in it for the next half an hour.
Yeah.
Uncle Mero trying to catch that right guy. Told you his problems.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Ooh,
Ran out
fucking
of
hell.
play,
Wow.
to be fair.
He saw Casemiro and thought food. Kicked and ran.
Didn't even try to
I-
dribble, just
I know
kick and
exactly,
run.
I know exactly as a winger how that feels like when you stand up and you see the slow centre half coming out towards you.
Yeah.
No skill required.
No
Just not.
stopping that one.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a
You almost walk around him. Look, you just thought, yeah. You don't. No, you know when a player does that to you, it's a violation because he's saying I can basically pass the ball to myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're that slow.
Yo, that Bruno chance.
Oh.
It just sums up the day, innit? Good effort, to be fair. But what can you do?
Okay, hell, man. FIFA dive by the keeper, though, innit? You see that?
Yeah.
Oh, from the angle, you see it better.
Yeah.
You just wee. He's dove when the ball's past him just to make it look like he had made an attempt.
We're actually hilarious. We're funny as.
What do you think? Can you do me a favour, Mr. Laffy? Can I put my phone on the charger, please? Has their winger just been injured? The one that's come on. He's been pretty dangerous as well since he come on.
I can't even tell which player. They've all looked dangerous. We've made them all look dangerous. The worst thing about this is even if you win, you just think this is embarrassing.
Is this our time to strike now? They're down to 10 men momentarily.
Don't know if
They'll just bring him back on and
Yeah.
score a fourth.
It's coming on now.
Anthony on the left. People have been calling for that, but I don't think he's got the.
The thing is, we don't really have anyone else. Like everyone else now is just all the younger lads, you know, to come on as a sub.
we've played all our cards now. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever's on the pitch now. You got to worry about people tiring or whatever, but I think Bruno's the only one where you don't really have to worry about him tiring because I don't know, man. He's got like
ball over the top from Casemiro there.
he's got mad stamina.
Difficult one for Bruno to catch.
I don't understand how we're here. We were 3-0 up and I was like, right, we'll do the match review, celebrate the formality.
Yeah,
I'm
it
going
looks
to go and get a Sunday dinner. Everything's done, normal day, you know.
That's exactly what I thought. I started thinking about I'm watching the NBA playoffs. I don't know. Do you watch any of that, Abdullah?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know you watch it a bit.
The
Yeah.
NBA this year, but
Same. I was more locked in last year.
I need
United have stressed me out. But usually you watch the playoffs still.
Yeah, playoffs is what I'd usually watch.
It's just started anyway.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Are
Yesterday.
you back in this year?
You know what? I just back whoever LeBron plays for, but the Lakers aren't going to win.
Me. Now, mine was like a bit of Kyrie, a bit of LeBron.
Yeah. To be fair, I'd say Mavs. I like Kyrie and Luka. But that's what I was thinking. That's basically one of the point was I thought United had won comfortably, go home, probably get a Nando's funded by being on air, and then watch the playoffs.
So I mean, literally, review would have been done by now on a tram home. Fucking honestly.
Ethan, is there a reason you keep laughing, bro?
No one wants to leave you.
He's proper he says he's not enjoying it, but I've never seen him smile so much ever since they. You know what you're doing right now? You're doing what a lot of people would have done coming on this, which is you're hate watching. Is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Live.
Right now. You're like.
Oi, Highlands.
hate watching
Held
live.
his man,
Go
and
on.
he's put a ball over the top to
Go on.
Ahmad.
Go on, Ahmad.
Ahmad, done all right there.
Go on, Ahmad. I want him.
There was
To
one
be fair, I
guy
want him to go.
I want him to be him.
Ahmad.
What is the point of that shot? And it's just bounced back right to them. It's actually tiring watching Man United play. It just kills your soul.
Soul destroying.
It's soul destroying, yeah. That's what you do call it.
It's hard to like talk and be entertaining for the game when you just feel so deflated.
At this point, when United do this, you don't have to worry about that. It's just
even if we score,
be
it's
yourself,
like,
do you know what
yeah, cool.
I mean, just slightly it's insane. But when United are bottling 3-0 leads, there's not going to be high energy unless you can score again.
It's happened multiple times.
But it's the worst part about it is that
well.
even if you win, it's like when we score a goal, you're going to celebrate and you're going to think
Should have been done half an
it
hour
feels
ago.
like a massive anticlimax because, oh, fuck's sake. Is he injured him?
He's going to throw himself on the pitch, watch.
Yeah, that one will go on the pitch and then go down.
Looks like he's gonna
I actually think he was fine, but he thought, let me look like I would have caught it if I wasn't injured. Do you know what that was? So he's right. You see him run towards it, and he thought, and he's not quick enough to get there. So he's done the whole
Sackle him.
If it weren't for my ankle, I would have got there. That's what he's done. And all the tricks of the trade, man, from playing. That's so I noticed little things that make me laugh. That's what the Sackling thing makes me laugh because there's a bit of truth in that.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
The players proper do that. Like when they've had a stinker and that.
I remember when I used to be knackered on the pitch and I'd slightly loosen my laces. So that... Can you ref? My laces, and then just... suck it in. Can't do that in a mic, can I, innit? Does that sound bad? So I've just got to entertain myself at this point. You know what I mean?
Man United Football Club.
They've grown in confidence as well in their Coventry, bro. I don't know if I trust us going into the penalty shootout though.
Oh no,
with these, it's too much of a lottery. That.
Nah, I don't trust.
Who'd you
us
take?
with
Is
anything.
Ericsson, Fernandez?
I think we got enough.
I think we lose from this point.
I think we got enough takers. I think it's more. My worry is if you're United player, are you a bit more nervous because there's more on it? Where if you're going into a penalty shootout against United in your semi-final and you're Coventry, it's almost like you're playing with potluck. Like you try to be in.
You're in a position you didn't expect. to be
you didn't
in,
expect to be here.
The thing is, what's mad about all this is if Man United say that like win now or go through on penalties, the noise tomorrow is just going to be about how embarrassing the whole thing is. It's not going to be like
United now are in a lose-lose situation. What you're saying.
Exactly.
So like, if we win, it's going to be like you bottled a 3-0 lead, needed extra time to beat Coventry, and the performance wasn't great. And if we lose, Jesus Christ, you know what the media and it's like.
if we lose, I don't think any player can get out of their house. Oh,
I said it before, didn't I, when we were up, but I genuinely think if we do lose this, I don't think Ten Hag will be the manager. Yeah. I genuinely think they'll sack him.
What, as in next week?
As in this week.
No,
as
they
in
won't.
tomorrow.
I don't think they do.
Nah, they won't. They're not sacking him regardless.
No, it's an end of season decision no matter what.
Forson coming on. We have no midfielders. I'm guessing Ahmad's going to...
Why does Casemiro run like he shit himself, IQ said? Maybe he has.
I was going to say maybe he has. I would as well if I conceded 3 goals to Coventry.
Gary Lineker did it.
Forson. Oh, he has one of the worst slander names ever.
What? Amari Foreskin, yeah.
I didn't say that. Twitter said it. All the slander names are coming out if we lose today. Bloody hell. Oh my God, imagine trying to show face after this. As a United fan, player, manager.
I know they put our week in jeopardy as well, man.
But I've got a big week as well. Just you know, when you're just not going to be meeting a lot of people like out and about and that. I just think everyone's just going to cook me.
I think Oppo fans as well, innit?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. If you're a rival fan, you're enjoying this.
I've got to deal with Thingy tomorrow. I've got to deal with expressions.
Oh, fucking hell.
An earful. And FG. City and Spurs fan. Finished.
How embarrassing is it though, the week where like City went out in the Champions League to Real Madrid, Arsenal went out to Bayern Munich, and then we're on the verge of going out the FA Cup to Coventry. How the mighty have fallen.
Do you know what I mean? Well, people.
I'm so glad
there was one pass there for him.
It's so meaty. We are so dead.
That right back was better off letting that go out. Go on.
Why are you trying to... Highland looks...
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. He's on a yellow, that centre half. He had to win that, by the way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was gone.
What a tackle.
That was a tired challenge. It was one of them where, like, I'm not racing, yo. So either I'm winning the ball or I'm getting
early
off. Do you know what I mean?
Need a nervous piss.
So, lads, you've enjoyed this?
I enjoyed like 60 minutes of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first 60 minutes.
United always busts a load, man. Go on.
One
Go on.
more,
One
one
below. You saved that?
Yeah, corner. You coming over here, Scotty, or you staying
Yeah,
there?
yeah, that was just right.
On the brink of half time here. Looked a bit wind up. It's going wide.
Oh, good save, to be fair.
Nah, it was going wide. It's going about a yard and a half wide. He had no reasons to save that, but hopefully make him pay.
Another Maguire header. No one even attacked it.
Go on. What header?
Oh.
You know, Ahmad got up there, but
It really is hard work.
half time,
Oh, Lord.
Bruno came close.
Great shot, that one.
Great shot, but I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Coventry look probably a bit more likely. I don't know, man. A lot of...
There's more confidence in Coventry's.
What came
11.
into play was the fact that I knew that when you go into games like this where you need... For FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley and finals, you need 15, 16 players ready. Do you know what I mean? You can't have young benches and inexperience and not enough quality on the bench because this happens, fatigue, it's a big pitch, you get tired, the extra time possibility. And it seems like Coventry have had more on the bench than we have. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of energised them a little bit.
I don't know. We brought we made changes though. We brought like Anthony and Ericsson on. You know that they're seasoned professionals. We played on the biggest stages. It's not like we're bringing kids on to when we lost. That's the other thing. How are you not managing the game?
Yeah, that Diallo running forward there, he made their own decision then. And then
Nah, but I think Bruno's not quick enough to get away from that 27 on that one. Why has that been highlighted?
that's probably our only chance, to be fair. Do you know what? I keep hearing you like just doing like a little laugh. It really is quite funny.
Because it beggars belief. I've been saying all week, I've got this horrible feeling that something will go wrong. And even when I said that, I was like, I'm being cynical.
I'm being really cynical because of how bad we've been. But
Ras Toner's got the has sent in a super chat where he has said Coventry's players' weekly wage bill is 260k.
The whole
week bill per week.
Wage bill less than Rashford.
Almost did what do you call it? Almost did. I've been doing it quite a lot. What's spoonerism?
Spoonerism.
I did it. I've done it a couple of times recently. United squad is 5.5 million a week. I mean, right, Scotty, because there's nothing else good to talk about in terms of this game.
Yeah.
When did you make the decision to be like, I don't care about the stigma or anything. I like poetry and I'm gonna have a career in it.
Well,
because I'm not to show off, yeah, but I did come second in the UK when I was in year 5 for a poetry competition.
Good on you, man.
I was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty good at it, to be fair. Not as good as you, but I was decent English and that.
About 10 years ago, I was like bored of being sat at home with loads of books of poetry and rhymes and stuff, and then I thought, I'll just have a crack at it, put it on Twitter. Or the Evening News got it for Poetry Day, and then it blew up, went viral, and then I quit my job the following day with no idea about how you become a poet. And then I phoned Jay, and he said, I told him, and then Jay went like, you're off your head. As a supportive friend would.
Yeah,
and then sort of, just had to... There wasn't that many poets then, and then managed to work with United off the back of it, which was just fucking mental. Man United's poet, like who?
Yeah.
I could play a decent centre midfield now, though.
I respect it. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Not quite good enough for us to collab, but it's interesting.
I'm the first time a poetry become a segue during the match. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Come on now.
These players as well, it must have that weight on the mind that they're going to get lambasted for this, even if they do win.
Oh shit.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, but even that should give you enough, to get. It's like I can't be dealing with another week of getting abused.
I think it should make you do the other way, like freaking. I'm gonna go and win this because we can't lose.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like pride, man.
This is the thing with the FA Cup, though, isn't it? Like anything can happen. Like we could do this to City in the final if we get there.
We wouldn't do this to City, though, would we?
Well, right.
Like,
just trying to get a bit of optimism, just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
If you'd have put the two options,
to be fair, they're basically wearing the same coloured kit. So
if you'd have said to me, what's more likely, United taking City to penalties in a 3-3 draw in the final, or Coventry taking United, I'd have said Coventry's probably the more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when it gets a bit spacious and that.
A bit tired legs now, though.
Big Harry Maguire running
Maguire
through
still
it.
going.
Go on, Harry.
Go on.
Oh, what? Jesus.
Big Harry, left winger.
What?
You know.
Harry Maguire just ran the length of the pitch and tried to bend it in.
Why did he go down as well?
Hit me his nuts. Fucking hell, man. He loves a camera save. Keeper loves a camera save, though, innit? He's made that seem like a mad effort.
Yeah.
He's our best penalty taker, Harry Maguire. Definitely England.
He's a good pen taker, isn't he? I think it's a size 20 boots. He's got plenty of power behind it. I think that's what makes him sometimes certain passes he struggles with because of the size of. Why? I think he's hurt there. Back post. Maguire's back post.
Anthony's been non-existent since he come on the pitch, hasn't
he? Yeah, he contributed to one of their goals.
Yeah, but
he basically assisted them. Yeah,
I've not seen anything else.
10 minutes to go, man. I can't be asked for penalties. Please just nick a winner.
It's going to cost me an extra 10 on the car parking. Be another receipt for Stretford Paddock.
Yeah, might as well. No way. He's done well there. Now, man, couple of decent players for Coventry. The right back, that number 10 O'Shea's been top quality as well.
If you're the Coventry manager now, are you wanting to go to penalties? Or are you going to try and win the game in the last sort of 12 minutes?
I think usually the inferior team doesn't mind pens because they think it's a lottery. Wait a second. Is that not a pen?
Did he hit his hand?
It looks like it comes off like his back of his shoulder almost. I think they checked it, that's why they put it.
It is funny though, isn't it, how the thing that's equalised is the thing that City didn't get punished for yesterday. Yeah. It's mind-blowing, isn't it, how inconsistent the referees are.
No.
Just wondering if TalkSport want to mention it in the morning.
Oh, they won't be anywhere near the sort of drama over that, will they? They'll probably be talking about Forests.
Yeah. United don't get bad decisions, you see.
Go on.
Come on, Highland.
Is he right? Wrong. That's such the wrong decision. Oh my God.
Is he onside?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it with such joy?
Oh.
Hoyland basically doing what Anthony did there.
Yeah, Bruno's hands up there though, because the lack of United players that were running back to help him.
Hoyland makes the wrong decision. He's onside because he's in his own half. Casemiro looks like he's absolutely toiling. I'm so glad he didn't try and pick out Sims' back post. He was free there. I don't think Maguire's seen him. Okay, no. What's he doing? Pushing like that. Get rid. Red zone. Get rid of it. Good pass.
No,
Big boom.
oh, nice touch.
Oh my God.
Completely on his
Cutting
own.
them through. I thought he was going to shoot on his left. Why didn't he shoot on his left then?
So
Coventry.
I'm glad. I think he didn't have. He was either going to shoot or I think we got back decently well, which I'll give us credit for. But we shouldn't have been in that position anyway. But Jesus Christ, what a pass, Ericsson. It's what he's still got in the locker.
Yeah.
Just can't move.
Middle
10 minutes.
back to Eric's in the middle.
10 minutes to go. Good run from Delo. He was waiting for a.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
Jesus, that was a classer.
Tackle, that, wasn't it?
This guy's not stopped running.
No.
Oh, jeez, he's against Ericsson.
Wide again, look. Look at the space.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Wow, this is...
I'm not even
This is
lying when Coventry deserve to be winning this game.
It's embarrassing. It's genuinely embarrassing. Got to hit the target there, haven't they? Wow.
Glad he didn't. Fuck me.
I know, I'm glad he didn't, obviously, but you got to test the keeper at least. It's like he's dragged it, hasn't he?
Yeah, maybe got away with it being on his weak side.
Any time today, guys.
Wait, is Forsum playing right back? Alright, it's freestyle football now. Got Forsum right back, Anthony, CDM, mad thing. Yeah, he's been on for a while, Ethan.
If you're watching the game, Ethan, I said it
We
laughing.
even made the foreskin joke.
Your faces.
Wait. I'm guessing Newcastle are in the final. Good work by Forson. Challenge him. He's on a booking. He's on a booking him and he's rash. Bit heavy.
Oh.
Go on, Ahmed. Go on, Ahmed.
Like
Go on.
away from him, that. Ay.
Fucking dying for a piss as well, but I'm scared to move.
Can hold it for 6 minutes,
Yeah, I'm
surely.
gonna hold it. All right, so is Callum. Oh. I won't leave you.
Bladder control over there.
I won't leave you. My bladder's not the best though. Nah, it's all right. I don't know.
How was your wedding anyway? Another notes. You went to a wedding yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Was it good?
Weddings are great, you know.
Yeah, I went to my brother's wedding yesterday.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good, man. Yeah.
Why wedding's so good? They actually I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's almost better for people that aren't.
Yeah,
married.
it's better for the people that aren't getting married usually. The buffet's always the best.
Why it's so fun, like, and just like watching the whole like setup and like the laughing, the camaraderie. It's just there's a great vibe at weddings.
Best bit about it, it's always the buffets, pork pies and quiches and vol au vents. It's always the best bit.
Yeah, not at my weddings. I don't know. It's a bit too Caucasian. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh my god. I think Onana saved that. I think he's got a touch on that.
Did he get his fingertips to that?
I think he's got fingertips.
Oh, Paul, that was. So Anthony has got the pace to be able to beat his man.
I might look like he almost caught that. That was not a bad effort though from Forson.
No.
Just never really looked like it was going in, but he caught that well for his weak foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I think he's got his fingers to that.
They must. I mean, I know we're
They
all
must be
like,
having the times of their life.
Yeah, the opposite of us.
Yeah.
We must be having the day of their lives,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I feel like 10 times better away support than the other city though anyway.
Yeah, which isn't difficult.
Almost did the fucking Dwight or Candy Cole there. Where's Maguire off to? To be fair, he was more. I'm just worried about. I admire the thingy, but I'm just worried about
the space in the
like,
back.
the space
Yeah.
that's being left in it. But I'm sure someone's smart enough to fill in.
Wow.
Famous last words.
How do you touch? To be fair, Maguire would rather use his head than chest it. Do you know what I mean? Go on.
Come on, United.
A last minute winner now wouldn't quite feel the same as the one against Liverpool, I don't feel.
I feel like
It'd be more relief than elation.
Yeah.
it'd be relief because I can't deal with us losing today.
If
If it gets to pens, I feel like I'm gonna need more than a piss when I go. We can just all go on camera for the penalties, by the way.
Yeah.
Abdullah, you just sit on Callum's lap.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
Ethan can go on yours.
Oh my. To be fair, nah, you're too light now, man. You're all trimmed and that now. Do you know what I mean? First thing I noticed when I saw you for the first time in ages the other day.
Yeah, to be fair, I was a bit fatter when I tried out to play for Paddock. Footage of me somewhere.
Did you actually came? I think you did, didn't you?
On that very first game in Hardwick. Fucking hell, it's terrible. Better now.
Nah, but it weren't like you were just a little bit like you were quite a lot. Oh shit. Nah, you kept it in. Did
Why are you
well there.
zooming in on us?
Did well there. Oh, looks like pens, man.
I'm going to sort my car park, I don't know.
How much extra is it? I have to add that on.
Yeah.
Add that on the receipt.
And it was £7 anyway, so then...
Where have you
I've
packed?
got 40 minutes left. I'm not going to make that, is it? With the review.
Well, depends how far away you are, I suppose.
so I need to add like an half an hour.
Let's put an extra half an hour. No, I can only do an hour.
Don't you dare.
Well,
Oh,
it was well
no.
off. It was well off.
No way!
No,
You're
it
fucking kidding? You joking?
Offside, surely.
I've just spent for...
You're fucking joking? Nah, fuck that, bro. That is...
Wow. I thought he was offside.
It's been coming though. He's on.
Fucking on as well. My God.
Is he off?
Surely he's off.
Fuck me.
He's on, I think.
Nah, he's not. He looks...
It's fucking stood, no one even near him, marking him.
He's definitely offside. Up to head.
Fucking nobody even near him.
From my angle, it looked like he was on. He was off. He looked close, but I think he was just off. Nah, he's offside, man. He's offside.
I don't know, I think he's on now.
Nah, he's offside.
I don't know, I think he's on now. I think it's one of them really tight
Oh, he's
ones.
gone to the screen.
Offside, fucking hell.
Look at him celebrating. Oh,
Close as well, oh my
fuck
god.
me. Fucking celebrating that.
A toenail away from being knocked out.
That's the shitty thing about VAR. I mean, it's great it's for us, but all the elation.
It's the way they were celebrating that he was
I know,
offside, and he was still standing with no one near him marking him.
United corner.
Imagine
Come on
we
now.
knock it now.
I know, yeah, you're right.
Obviously, you'd be happy we score, but like it'd be hard to. It might be hard to genuinely like be happy.
Try to get through the game now. Penalties.
Fucking pathetic.
Alright, I need a piss.
Penalties against Coventry after dropping a 3-0 lead. It's pathetic on all sorts of levels. And the blame on the players and the manager, regardless of how we get through here.
Just comments. Penalties, can't watch this. So Ten Hag's done. What do you reckon, Scott? Is Ten Hag finished?
Yeah, mate. If Lou Van Gaal won the FA Cup and got sacked, a lot of people think that decision was made around December. I think that Jim Ratcliffe and co have already made their mind up on him. Regardless of what today, I think if we go out, it makes the decision a little bit easier to tell to the fans.
I think I said before, didn't I? I think that to be honest, I think they've already made their mind up regardless of whether we win it or not. But I think this, depending on how this goes now, I think I have a feeling it might speed it up.
I think so. For me, if they've got a replacement in mind and that replacement's available, right, it'd be better to get them in now as soon as possible to bed into the club, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think the thing, I know you spoke with Jay on your amazing podcast, but a few years ago when it was Van Gaal, obviously Jose was there to take, and it felt like the obvious choice.
But now,
I would argue that probably isn't the case today, but the thing is, with the sort of football structure that's being implemented at the moment, like Dan Ashworth, for example, coming in, obviously knows Graham Potter really well. Do they have him in mind because they know that it'll work really well with the structure around it? So I think, although I think it potentially could speed the process up.
Yeah.
I think the writing's kind of on the wall.
What are you laughing at?
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Well, you should be crying 'cause that's what I'm doing inside.
The thing is, lads, like, there's just no point stressing, is there? We're rubbish. Oh my God. I had plans tonight. Thank you, Man United.
What were your plans?
Oh my God.
I'm going to get some...
I was going to go home, make some food
I'm going to get
before I had something tonight.
the biggest amount of fried chicken when I get out of here.
That's going to make you feel a lot better, mate.
Probably.
Tomorrow. Oh my days, this football team is genuinely horrific.
He's got a goal now, regardless.
I think what we need to see is they all just got to get left in London. They've all got to walk home.
Get on the National Express, man. I'd be like, you can go home with the fans on the train.
What? Go over the fans on the train?
Yeah, and be accountable. So all the fans that have made all the effort to go down to London.
Make them walk home.
Yeah, well, they can throw them off then, can't they, themselves at Oxford?
I'd be worried if they ended up on the same
Actually,
I'd be worried if they ended up on the same train as the fans, bro.
Just from a human level, you've got to feel for Coventry because how they were celebrating because we know what it's like to get that sort of winner.
At least they've got that, though.
Yeah.
Really there. Mate, they'll be buzzing. Even if they don't win this, they'll be buzzing, mate. I tell you that. Which is mad to say, innit?
Yeah.
Like, if they don't win this, they'll be like, yeah, come close.
Yeah, I mean, this will be one of the biggest days in their history, won't it?
Yeah.
Were you at Wembley when we took United to a 3-0?
I reckon they've been rinsing penalty practices as well all week.
Are you saying Fernandes, Højlund,
Eriksen, Ahmad, Maguire, Casemiro,
really, with his legs?
Yeah. He can walk and take a pen, innit? Tell you what, nothing would set the tone more if Bruno misses the first pen. Is that Casemiro? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Mero.
We're all over here now.
Which way? One second, I have to jump out because this chair is awkward. We're all there, we're all watching. Hold the mic. Or is this between us?
I think he's gone getting something.
Do you know the mic? Oh, shit.
They smell strong. What are they? Satay, is it?
You just know these lot have been practicing every pen, that keeper's watched every pen Casemiro's taken. He's gone back all the way to Brazil and he's watched the ones he's taken there.
He was about 12.
How are we even in this position?
The thing is, they would have wanted to get here, but they wouldn't have thought this is the way they do it. Like, they would have dragged out like a 1-1, 0-0. To come back from 3-0. Wow.
So literally.
Our players are just
VAR
shocked.
to have saved us.
Nervous eating.
I don't want anything to do with this football club until the end of the season. If we do so. It just stinks of it, doesn't it?
No.
It does, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he tried to
Casemiro, what the fuck was that?
I'm sure he tried to think
He's
that.
just trolling us.
I almost can't even react.
Because you know what's coming. Like, it's just written. Like, this is what Man United do.
That's one of the worst penalties I've ever fucking seen.
What?
I thought Bernardo's
Why
was
have they let a man that
Nah, fucking send him to Saudi just for that, bro.
couldn't
What the
run after
fuck
20
was
minutes
that?
take a fucking penalty?
I'm pretty sure Casemiro this season's just trolling us. Like, as in, like, he's just out there to just piss United fans off.
This is a fucking
That can't
joke.
be a serious. You can't be a serious football player taking a penalty like that, bro.
Come on,
What's
Onana.
Bernardo Silva's penalty the other night as well? You watch that and you think you go and attempt the same thing. They'll bury these in it. They'll be all right.
He looks confident.
You scored the first one, which usually means that you missed the other one.
No.
They'll bury these, bro.
Yeah, you can tell he's a pen taker. Fucking hell, man.
They've got to where they want it. This is like, this would have been their scenario. Like, honestly. just
I
get
think
to
there's a
penalties.
mad stat about percentage of whichever team misses first. Misses first. No, the first team. If you miss first, it's usually like, I think
The odds go against you.
odds
for
are
winning.
massively against you. I think Delo can.
They're with you when you take them first. And we didn't score it. So, it's nice.
It's more like scoring first. Believe in Delo though. I think I would have put Delo first.
Casemiro.
I thought Casemiro was a strange.
Yeah,
I
but
thought he didn't he score against Brighton?
yeah, because Delo's actually like ball striker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good pen, Delo. You fucking Casemiro's shite pen to start with sucked the life out of the rest of the shot until they miss. Looks nervy.
He don't look confident, does he?
You put my thing on silent, man, because thing dinging off.
How's Casemiro like? I still can't believe that pen. What was he trying to do? He's trying to lob the keeper.
It's just the way that literally
Nanker.
4 days ago another player
The
did
same
thing.
exact pen. Just hit it.
Looks shaky, boy.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
telling you,
God,
they're burying
Jesus
these.
Christ.
Whoa, you didn't see that on his face, did you?
I'm telling you, mate, they are burying these.
Even Onana's like, what?
I don't think he meant to put it. I feel like surely not like.
That's the Maguire.
Jesus.
That's a penalty,
Oh
that's
my
Great
God.
pen.
I'm telling you, mate.
We're gonna miss another, you think?
Yeah. No, I don't know about missing another. I'm just saying.
Well, at least putting the ball strikers up. People like Delo and Ericsson have got more belief in. I think the Casemiro one was a bit weird for him to go first.
The whole world's watching this. Like, it just makes
Hoping
sense.
and
If I'm a
praying.
neutral, I'm buzzing for Coventry in every way because it's an unbelievable story and we just stink.
Oh, he went to
And
stay in the middle
he'll be
again, the
arrival as
keeper,
well.
didn't he?
Keeper's predicting another central thing. Have you got two phones, you bro? You shutting off?
That'd be great penalty.
Thanks.
I might need to talking about shutting off.
Played well him today. It's mad because the guy before him looked nervous as fuck and he stanched it. He looks confident as fuck. Hoping he misses.
He does look confident.
I don't think they'll miss another pen. Honestly,
I don't know. I think he's gonna miss this one.
you lot are confident, man. Can't believe you lot.
Save,
There you
yes.
go, told you.
How do you lot have any belief in this team, man? I'm not moved. Shout out Onana though, man. He's the only guy that can probably hold his head after this game,
Yeah.
bro. Because he actually saved us a couple of times in that stinking second half.
Right, on his even now.
To be fair, does this mean Bruno could take the last one?
Good save that.
Decisive.
Went early. It wasn't an awful pen, but
Reckon Maguire takes one.
Bruno, yeah, should
Bruno
back.
up now. Oh, Roda's a bit mad, isn't it?
Well, I'd have gone with.
I would have gone with Bruno fifth.
First. I would have fifth. I would have gone first. You always get to the fifth penalty.
Yeah,
don't you?
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Been here that long, that TV turned off behind us.
Yeah.
Come on, Bruno.
Oh,
Very-
I thought for a
I thought it went
second,
wide.
I thought I was going wide.
He does them. He does them, bro. For a laugh, innit?
Why are you chatting shit to a Coventry
To be
keeper,
fair, he
bro?
was chatting. The keeper was running his mouth too much on his way there, innit? Man United. I'm gutted for these if they don't win, which is funny, innit?
No, fuck him. Respectfully. Well played.
You don't understand how much this takes out for our players and manager and everyone there. We don't deserve anything. It's embarrassing, genuinely. I like short run-ups.
Yeah, he looks shaky as fucking.
Nah, he's burying that. I'm gonna keep saying.
You said that for
him.
every pen.
Yeah, let me keep saying it, man.
He's bottled it. Bottled it.
You clocking what I'm trying to do?
Shocking, Paul.
He's burying that, and then
put your fingers away, you lad.
See how I'm doing? It's the reverse.
Oof. Like the captain as well. Oh, you'd be ruined.
Hoyland, lefty.
Maguire's not even top one. That's surprising.
I think Maguire's fifth. No, Hoyland's fifth.
So United need to score this, don't they? Let's go. Is the lights in the way? If we score this, do we go through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just please get me home, Highland.
Go on.
Oh, get in!
Ooh. It's hard to celebrate a lot, but fucking relieved. FA Cup final, we squeeze through.
Look,
the players don't even look arsed. I swear.
Players aren't even running towards.
Yeah, Hoyland's celebration was a bit mad for what transpired, but I'm unlucky Coventry, well played.
Unlucky Coventry, honestly.
We'll take the win.
Shameful.
Yeah, we'll take the win, but
shameful performance.
Very disappointed with how that transpired.
These lot should be walking home from London, I swear. It's embarrassing. Fair play to Coventry.
To be 3-0 down an hour into a game and then claw it back to having
literally minuscule.
It just shows that what we said before the game started. At every level, every team we face, they compete. It doesn't matter who it is. We never outdo anyone.
They always compete
Simple
against
as
Man
that.
United because
Simple
they know
as
they
that.
can do it.
Newport did it in the Cup. Coventry have done it now as well in the FA Cup. And it just shows, it sums up Eric Ten Hag's Man United this season, the manager, the players. Honestly.
Well, I'm assuming that's us.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, if you stay tuned, is it on this link, Ethan?
It will be, yes.
We'll be doing a full match review, trying to find some positivities aside from going through to the FA Cup final. I mean, you've got something to smile about, lads. Come on.
Game C,
yeah, right. Well, I'll be trying to cheer these up with something. You stay tuned.